Hey everybody, happy Monday. How are y'all doing? How are we feeling today? I'm feeling good, feeling great. Hope y'all had a nice weekend. I know I did. When I tell y'all, I could not wait to talk to y'all today on this beautiful Monday because, baby, this episode had me screaming. Now, before we get into everything, let me just say, everybody is getting whacked, all right? Because everybody tried it. Angel, I love you down. I know that it's not your fault about what happened, but girl, we do need to talk, right? Because I was just like, for this to happen with people who don't like you, I said, my God. Now, just so we're clear, a little house rules before we get into everything. I hope y'all are doing well today. I'm in a great mood. Remember, this is just a show. It's just my humble opinion. If at any time you don't agree, feel free to log off and watch somebody else. No offense taken. I get that. I will not tolerate disrespect. It is on subscribers only mode, but in case a few trolls do slip through the cracks, Jameer will be on it, okay? But I'm already aware that you might not agree with me in this recap. That's okay. But just don't be disrespectful. We can still have a good time and agree to disagree, but I will not tolerate disrespect. So let me just get that out the way, because a few folks, a few faceless folks on Twitter tried to fight me for my own opinions on Twitter last night. And I said, okay, I'm not doing it on any platform. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. We're not doing that today. So if you happen to be one of those folks who tried me on Twitter, don't bring that energy today, because you'll be gone. All right. Okay. So let's keep it cute. Let's keep it cute. It's a show. I'm in a great mood. So we're here to have fun. All right. We're all going to chop it up. Everybody's getting whacked. Everybody's going to tap on the wrist. So if your fave gets whacked, don't worry, I'm gonna whack somebody else too, okay? Everybody gets whacked over here, all right? So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, y'all? We are here for a good time. And when you see the state of the world and all the chaos that's happening, this is a safe space for some fun. So don't bring all that rah-rah, all that mess, all that trolling. Don't bring it over here. We're not doing that, all right? Okay. So, y'all, I hope y'all are feeling good. Let me read this super chat. Hey, Rich the Fish 98, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, your pics with Candace were just, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. She looked beautiful. It was a really great night. Thank you so much, Rich the Fish. Yes, honey, it's an equal opportunity whacking over here, okay? But you're just not going to sit up here and whack me on my channel. That's not happening. All right, so I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are doing well. Yes, honey. Let them know. Yes, honey. Let them know, honey. Listen, honey. This is a very exclusive party. All right. Everybody in the chat is a subscriber. If you can comment, that means that you made it. You made the threshold. So, all right. So there should be no nonsense coming into the chat, because y'all can all comment. If you can't comment, then that means that you haven't put enough time in to comment. Okay. But all right. You said I was just defending Monique last week, child. I deserve my lashings. It's okay. Listen, it happens. Monique will be getting it in this recap, but no, don't listen. Everybody gets a turn at getting whacked, okay? And you don't deserve any lashings, okay? It's okay. Yes, honey. Strawberries and champagne over here, honey. This is the 28,000 crowd over here, honey. If you're in here commenting, that means that you got your platinum Black American Express card, honey. This is the Delta One of live chats, all right? Yes, honey. Yes. You said I work, I watch, I earn my right to comment. Exactly. Yes, honey. Upper subs only. Exactly. Let them know. Angel and Bobby's friends, they're getting whacked because what was that? That was a hot mess. That was so raggedy and so awkward and so weird. Yes, honey. The check cleared. Exactly. Okay. Yes. Yes, honey. You guys got my 28,000 on me. Exactly. You said blessed, in the words of Fred Hammond. You said, don't start. You have me screaming. You gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna get me in trouble. We're only 5 minutes in. Don't get me in trouble. So, y'all, let's just get on into it. Come on, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, okay? So, y'all, we open up the episode, and it is the continuation of the conversation that happened in last week's episode, right? So Angel, Giselle and Ashley have brought up the whole eviction thing once again. So Angel says, I'm going to ask y'all who has more information. Like, where did you hear this from? So it's a long pause. It's silence. And now Wendy jumps in and says, well, what I heard about you was a friend of mine who's a real estate agent said that you called her and you said that you want to move to the area, but you want to make the property look like it's $14,000 a month, but you're only willing and able to pay $1,000 a month. So they're all like, wait, what? Kiana says that's absurd. Tia says a real estate agent should not be talking about your business. Like, who does that? So Angel's like, wait, what? Like $1,000 a month? Now, Wendy, I have some choice words for you. 2 episodes ago, when you went out for the girls' night with you, Giselle, and Ashley, you said that your real estate friend told you that they wanted to pay between $2,000 and $3,000. Now it's $1,000. So now the story has changed. Let's just start. Let's just start here. We are in 2026. Y'all filmed this in 2025. Where are you living for $1,000 a month? You can't even rent a room for $1,000 a month. So this whole entire thing, I mean, I would feel too embarrassed to even repeat this lie because it's not true. And I'm sorry, Wendy, but it continues to give that you're doing Giselle and Ashley's bidding because you want to be in with the cool girls. Because I'm sorry, I would not even repeat that. You know, it's not the truth. You know, this woman has a boatload of money. There's no way that she would even tell anybody, I only want to pay $1,000 a month. And Wendy, what's really embarrassing about this whole thing is the fact that you're going through a legal situation right now that involves money, that involves a lack of money on you and Eddie's part, allegedly. And I just feel like it just gets worse and worse because every episode you're trying to throw shade and you're talking about your money, Angel's money, eviction. And yet here we are in real time. You're going to trial in 3 months in April. This is a hot mess. I just wish that you had kept quiet about this whole eviction story. But I just said, how do we go from you heard it was $2,000 to $3,000 to now it's only $1,000? You're putting extra sauce on an already made up story, respectfully. And also, you should be weary of any real estate agent who would be so tacky and be so gauche and be so unprofessional to discuss and disclose a potential client's financials in the first place. If a real estate agent came to me spreading somebody else's business, I would be alarmed because Lord knows what they're telling other people. You just don't do that. Certain things are a no-no. So you should be questioning the real estate agent's character and not Angel's. Just my 2 cents. Yes, next time it'll be $600 a month. Yes, it's a new twist on this already stupid story. So now Tia says, well, that's an awful real estate agent. Now Angel says, the joke's on you because my rich ass spent $14,000 a month on that property. Whoever told you that was very wrong. So Tia says, yeah, that's an awful real estate agent as well, because who does that? So even Angel says nothing is $1,000 a month. And she's right. Like let me know, where are you renting any place, especially in a major city, a major suburb? Where are you living, especially in a nice area? Where are you living for $1,000 a month? Let me know. I mean, even if you want to rent a room, renting a room is even more than that. Like, just a mess. So now Giselle says, well, she said that she didn't want to work with you. And now Wendy says she's actually a really good realtor, by the way. Well, no, she's not, because if she were, she wouldn't be so lowbrow to spread somebody's business, especially false info that's not even true. So now Ashley says, no, Wendy said, sorry, Angel says, well, I don't know if she was upset because things did not work out. She didn't find us a property. And so Wendy says, oh, so you do know who I'm talking about? And Angel says, yes. So Wendy's like, well, yeah, see, I didn't lie. And Ashley says, girl, nobody called you a liar. And Wendy, nobody doubted that you didn't talk to somebody. We doubted the validity of the story. Like, whoever you talked to, we knew that they were lying, right? So that wasn't the question or the concern about whether you were lying about talking to somebody. It was whoever told you this, Wendy, is lying. And you are foolish to even believe this lie in the first place because Angel is rich. It's just so silly. Yeah, she's very messy, very messy. So now we have Angel says, no, Stacy says, and no, Angel says, if she did say that to you, then we need to have a conversation. So now Stacy jumps in and says, and goes on to ask, well, let's just call the agent. We should call the agent then, since we know who it is. You need to ask her, why did you lie on me? Why don't you call her up? So Angel says, well, you know what? Not today. Let me finish what I'm trying to say. So now Wendy interrupts and she says, now you want to call the real estate agent, but when we asked you about calling TJ, did you call? Now let me just stop right here. Sometimes I can't get a gauge of if Wendy actually likes Stacy, because there will be times where I feel like Wendy is like low-key shading Stacy, because right now we're talking about this situation. Why are we now trying to put Stacy on the spot about the whole TJ mess? The whole TJ stuff is in the rear view window. We're not talking about that. That was just so stupid. And it felt like, why are you trying to low-key now embarrass your friend? I just thought that was kind of weird to me. That was very weird. So now Stacey says, well, that's a bit different. With personal relationships, you might want to pause and then you can call. But when it comes to business, you want to straighten things out. So Angel says, my business is slated to open in 2026. If someone wants to spread lies about me, I hope they make them better than about me wanting to spend $1,000 a month on a house. Now, hold on. One of y'all made a great point in a live a few recaps ago, where you said, let's just say that Angel did want to get the house on a deal. What's so bad about that? A lot of these housewives, the majority of them, I've been told that they're always trying to get a deal. They try to get designer for half price on sale. A lot of them are sitting up here buying pieces and returning them to the store the next day. That's, again, that not just Wendy, but a lot of them do that. They'll still have the tags on their shoes, tags in their clothes. So I'm just like, a lot of y'all are very thrifty and frugal and cheap. So if Angel were trying to get a deal on the house, how is that a bad thing, right? Yes, everybody loves a good deal. Exactly. So, this whole thing is just kind of silly to me to even try to pin this on her, because you guys all try to get stuff on the low. I've heard a lot of stories and I've seen a lot of things too with y'all. So, I mean, not too much. I mean, a lot of you, let's talk about how Jen Shah, she was able to negotiate the chalet that she was living in season 1. She said that, they owned all these homes, and come to find out, she had brokered a deal with the owner of that chalet. She said, hey, can we stay here for 6 months? I'm filming a show. You'll get great publicity. So, I mean, we had Jen Shah doing it. I mean, see where she is now. But still, the point remains, a lot of these women will try to get free housing, free clothes for the cheap or for the free. Just saying. So, but in Angel's case, we know that this whole eviction story is not true. You said my rent was $1,000 back in 2000. Wendy's full of ish. Jen Sham. I'd rather a person get a deal than be lying, scheming, and stealing. That part. Okay. You said, I love to have a deal on my mortgage. Who wouldn't? Exactly. So now we have Tia saying, Angel does not strike me as cheap. So this whole thing sounds outlandish. $1,000 is not even going far, maybe in Nebraska. Now, for all the Midwest girlies, if you live in Nebraska, let me know, what is $1,000 getting you? I feel like even Nebraska is a cool 1,500 for maybe like a studio 1 bedroom. Let me know. If you're in Nebraska, let me know. Okay. So cheapskates from the threads to the spreads. They went from saying Angel got evicted to now she wants a $5 million home for 500. Exactly. Okay. You said Wendy was just chattering. $1,000 gets nothing in my neck of redneck Riviera. I'm screaming. I live in Omaha, and $1,000 will have you in the hood of North Omaha. Oh, wow. Absolutely nothing. Getting a deal is not illegal. Fraud is. Very true. Hey, Bio Miss Flores, thank you for the super chat. I know hindsight is amazing, but I hope we would be thinking Wendy's a pick me to GNA, even without the charges. Very loser behavior. Yes, no, but that's what I'm saying though. Even if this never happened with Wendy, with the charges, anything, I still think that I would still have this mindset that Wendy is being a pick me when it comes to being in with Giselle and Ashley. The behavior, she's moving in a very strange way this season. Hey, Prin by Princessa. Thank you for the super chat. Angel's the richest person here. Them girls are haters. I agree. Hey, Santoria 2552. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Brooke, Tia and Kay helped Angel pack up. Do you think that's why she let them stay in the home? Oh, that's a good point. Probably. Well, Kiarna is her best friend of 20 years. And yes, you're right. Tia did help her pack. But I have a bone to pick with Tia. I have several bones to pick with Tia. We'll talk about that later on. But I do believe that could be a reason why she let them stay in her home. Hey, the life of Samad. Thank you for the super chat. Wendy should have called the owner. Oh, on the phone. Is that what you meant to say? I agree. Yes, Tia is a pick me too. I agree. Hey, the right on 75. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. In London, you would share a box room for £1,000 a month. I'm sure. Yeah, honey. London is expensive. Oh, yes. Oh, I know that's right. We clocked it in season 7 when she showed me her box after she got assaulted. Very true. Wendy to Giselle's giving Vanita to JT from Southern Charm. Yes. So now we have Angel saying that, we've cleared this whole thing up. Let's have a mindful moment. And she says, I hope I cleared things up. If you don't believe me, I don't care. It is what it is. So now Tia's like, oh, that wasn't a mindful moment. And Angel says that was a messy moment. So now we go outside to meditate. Angel hired Bianca. She's the mindfulness practitioner. She's going to be doing a mindfulness exercise with them all. So as they're walking outside, Giselle is asking Stacey how TJ's doing. So Stacey says, I don't know, but I do know how Timo's doing. And I say, whack her again. Now, Giselle, we have all forgotten about TJ. And on top of that, let's talk about your man, your men, your imaginary men. Why are we so pressed about TJ? It's like anything to rattle Stacey. I don't understand it. Why are we bringing up TJ in the first place? She does not talk about that man. That's over. That's long gone. Why even bring that up? But yet you want to be tight-lipped and mad if somebody brings up who you're dating. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So anyhow, they're all outside and the mindfulness instructor gives them all some organic lavender to hold to their nose to smell it. So now she says, I want you all to set an intention for the trip. So they go all around the circle. Wendy says, Angel, how many times are we going to have these mindfulness activities? And there's no mindfulness. So now we start off with them doing this, like they're shaking to get all the bad energy off of them. And at one point, Stacey's just sitting there not doing anything, and she's like, jazz hands, jazz hands. When I tell you, I could not stop laughing. Stacey wasn't here for it. She says, I did not fly to Colorado to do jazz hands while Angel just sits here watching us. I'd rather have champagne. Even though I'm a yogi, I shouldn't say that. So now we have Kiarna crying. When I tell y'all, between the medication and the altitude sickness, Kiarna was feeling it. Now, a quick side note, Kiarna, when you are being silly and you're fun, this is the Kiarna that we all like. I found Kiarna to be enjoyable, pleasant in these last 2 episodes. I said more of this and less of whatever else was going on in the first half of this season, because this Kiarna is actually a good time. Again, y'all, I cannot stress it enough. When I tell you, I do not play with that drinking in Colorado. You need to have that water on you at all times in Colorado. I don't care if you're in Vail, Aspen, Boulder, Denver, have that water on you, because the way that altitude sickness was kicking Kiarna's behind, I said, my God. Yes, altitude medication got Kiarna giggly and loving. Yes, I was loving Kay like this. Yes, can we get more of this? I agree. Kay was going through it, child. No, for real, she really was. But y'all, I'm serious. Baby, do not sit up there and think you're about to drink a whole lot in Colorado. You are sorely mistaken. I told you what happened. I told you what happened with my mom. I was scared we were in the hospital. I was scared to death. Okay. I was like, wait, what? The doctor came in and was like, no, it's just altitude sickness. My heart dropped. Y'all, don't mess around in Colorado. Okay. So now they go around to do their intentions. And we have Angel start off first. Her intention is for them to get to know each other on a deeper level. Ashley says Angel keeps saying this every single time about wanting to get to know us on a deeper level, like enough. So I said, well, Ashley, here's the thing. The reason why Angel keeps repeating herself is because y'all keep picking at her. She can't win with y'all. You guys keep talking about she's a catfish. Whatever she says or does, you find an issue with it. You're sitting up here trying to make it an issue with Bobby, saying that he's, has a temper on him. Whatever Angel does, she can't win with y'all. So, and I'm not saying that Angel hasn't brought some of that on herself, but let's not sit up here and act like y'all have been welcoming to her, because you have not. So that's why she keeps saying, I want to get to know y'all, because you guys have kind of shut yourselves off to her. Just saying. So anyhow, we have Stacey saying that Wendy says that her intention is to just have fun, make the best of the trip. Stacey says, my intention is to be present. I want to enjoy all of you guys. I'm tired of the fighting. So now we have Tia saying that Ashley says that her biggest intention is to pull back the layers, have some fun, and realize that it's not that deep. Now, Ashley, I think it's so funny that you of all people wants to say that it's not that deep when you are the main villain. You are the person inflicting all the pain, all the chaos, but now you want to say it's not that deep when folks get mad at you. You can't have it both ways. I don't understand where you get off thinking that you can be a mean girl to people and they can't respond to you. How does that work? I'm not understanding it. So now we have Giselle. Tia says that her intention is to get to know them better. And then Giselle says that her intention is to have a room with the bathroom. So we have Monique cracking up at that. She finds that to be hilarious. So now Angel says that Giselle has made it her life's work to criticize her and nitpick. And I agree with that. So now it's time for them to get ready, have a break, because they're going to get ready to go to Angel's house for the welcoming party, and they all need to get ready for that. So mind you, we have Kiarna still high as a kite. Giselle points it out. And now we have Giselle, Ashley, and Monique off to the side, and they're talking about the whole room situation. Giselle says, I don't want to be in a single bed. No offense to you, Ashley, but I'm not doing that here. She says, when I took the ladies to Nevis, they all had their own rooms and bathrooms, even Stacy. I expected Miss Wandernuts to do the same thing. Who do I need to have sex with to get a room with a bathroom? Now, Giselle, let's not sit here and act like you are the hostess with the mostest. We know that that's not the case. You took one luxury trip after 10 years, and now you want to act like you've always been that girl in regards to hosting. Stop it. And don't act like you were welcoming to Stacey, because you weren't. You leaving off her name off the robe and the toiletry kit, that was lowbrow, and it was just mean girl behavior. So, you know, the constant talk about Nevis. Yes, that was a beautiful trip. I gave you your 10s for that. But let's be so for real. They took that budget from Karen's paycheck and they made sure you guys had a nice trip. Because if Karen had still been here, you guys would have been back at square one, back somewhere on the local beach somewhere, eating hot dogs and beans and franks. So please stop. You know, I just said, girl, yes, child production paid for it. Exactly. And only because they had Karen's salary free and clear. That's it. So, you know, enough with it. Enough. The only nice trips that we've seen in the 10 years of Potomac being on, Monique, when she hosted them in season 3, when they went to Cannes. Wendy's trip last season was nice. Is that it? That might be it. That really might be it. Yeah. So we've gotten, this was the third nicest trip to Nevis. So then, the New Orleans trip. Yeah, that was nice, right? Yeah, the New Orleans trip. Yes, Giselle hosted that one. That was nice. I love New Orleans too. So yes. Charisse, they went to Bermuda in season 2, I believe. That one was nice too. They stayed at the Fairmont. Okay, so in 10 years they've gone on. This five luxury trips. So okay. Oh, okay, wait. Wendy hosted season 5's trip to Portugal. That one was nice too. Okay, so we have Wendy's Portugal, Wendy's trip last season, Nevis, Bermuda, Cannes. Okay, so they've done 5 nice trips. Okay. Either way, it's still been pretty subpar. It's been a pretty bad track record for 10 years. So Portugal was nice, but it was right after the fight and had weird energy. Oh, wait, Ashley hosted Portugal? Really? Oh, are you sure? I thought Wendy hosted that one. Okay, well, whatever. Well, okay. Portugal, New Orleans, Nevis, Cannes, Bermuda, and then Wendy's trip last season. So 6. Okay. When Ashley held up the flag. No, I think it was Wendy. Okay. Production hosted them all. Well, okay. So Ashley hosted that Portugal one. Well, either way, Potomac has never been known for the luxury trips. They have a pretty poor track record of good trips. So Giselle, not too much on trying to insult Angel, just my 2 cents. So now, and you got the trip on a technicality because Karen's salary was freed up. So that's why you were able to stay at the 4 Seasons in Nevis and have a yacht and some good champagne this time around. So, so now everybody else joins their conversation, of course. And now Wendy's like, Giselle, are you leaving? Giselle says there is a hotel. So Ashley's like, well, we're fleshing it out. So now you have Kiarna jumping in. Kiarna's so out of it. She says that the hills were so dangerous. Giselle makes a joke saying the hills are alive. Kiarna's laughing at that. And she's like, you know what, Kay, you need to lay down. Angel, you need to take your friend right on out of here so she can lay down, get some sleep. So now Monique's like, wait, you're not staying here? And Kiarna says, no, I'm staying with Angel. But if you miss me, you know where to find me. You could FaceTime me via satellite. So they all start laughing. Again, Kiarna being high like this, I was here for it. She was hilarious. So now Monique's asking Angel, how many bedrooms does she have? Angel says, I have 6 bedrooms, but unfortunately, a lot of them are used. Bobby has a man cave. And Monique's like, well, why can't Giselle stay there? So Angel goes on to say that there are just two other rooms for Kiana and Tia. That's it. Now, here's my thing. I'm of the belief that it's really not your place to ask somebody, why can't somebody stay at your home? If they don't want you there, they don't want you there. And Angel, here's why I need to just tap you on the wrist, right? Love you down. But I want you to stop being so passive. Say it with your chest. I would not be making any excuses for why I don't want certain women in my home staying over. I would simply say, respectfully, we are still getting to know each other. We've had a rocky start, and I don't like all of your energies. And I barely even want you guys coming to my home for this welcome dinner. I don't want you guys staying overnight at my house with my husband and my children, period. It's straightforward, it's to the point, and it's honest. But all this, stumbling around and, stammering, because you don't need to do that. You don't owe them an explanation of why you don't want them sleeping over. Period. The fact that it's your house where you lay your head and you pay that mortgage, you don't owe anybody an explanation. And that goes for everybody out there watching me. Don't ever let anybody strong arm you into forcing you to open up your doors to them. If you don't feel comfortable having somebody in your home, whether it's for an overnight, a few hours, that's your right. You don't need to explain that to anybody. And Angel, I want you to be more straightforward. I want you to be more direct. Don't be so passive. You don't owe them an explanation. And I was waiting for you to say, well, we don't get along all like that, for you guys to be spending the night over at my house with my husband in tow. And the fact that Ashley's over here making smart remarks about my husband having a temper, I don't want her around my husband. Period. Again, Angel, just going forward, I need you to be more direct. I need you to be more direct. That is my wish for you, okay? And I wanted you to say that clearly and say it with your chest. You don't owe anybody an explanation of why they can't spend the night at your house. It's your house, okay? So, correct, especially if you're married. Why would she have these miserable women in her home? Exactly. Yes, my granny has always said you should have peace in your home. I completely understand not wanting certain folks in your home. Exactly. You don't need to explain that to anybody. It's nobody else's right to strong arm you into forcing their way into your home. If you say you don't want them sleeping over, that's it. That's all. And they're old enough. They know better. Okay, especially Black folks, we know not to press somebody by staying the night somewhere, especially if somebody has not offered the invitation. So it was just surprising to me to see them all pushing for an invitation. Y'all know better. You won't be shedding me in my home in front of my kids. Oh, absolutely. In the words of Beyonce, get the F out my house. Exactly. No, it's true. I don't owe you a damn thing. No, it's the absolute truth. I honestly think she's not quick-witted enough, or she's trying to censor herself with these PR answers. Very true. But I hope that if she does come back for next season, I need her to be direct. I need her to stop being so much in her head, and I need her to address it immediately. She could have said it's an energy issue. I agree. Giselle and Ashley also deserve the small room because they've been terrible to others. Time to get a taste of their own medicine. I agree. Yes, if Angel gets to season 2, I want her to call it like it is and not be a confessional gangster. I agree with that. So, I wasn't here for them pressing her about why they can't spend the night. Hey, BRN Den, thank you for the super chat. I'm happy to be on a live while not working. I'm a UPS driver. Oh, hey, I love that. You and other content creators, Campfire keeps me moving through the day. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Keep doing your thing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, hi, Vibe 001. Thank you for the super chat. The ladies really came off like bullies. Angel needs to stop trying to be highbrow with lowbrow people. If they don't like it, I bet you they weren't going to leave that trip. Yes, because they need the money. Exactly. She needs to call their bluff and say, well, if you don't like the trip, then just leave. Go back to Potomac and leave me alone. Hey, Bio Miss Flores, thank you for the super chat. It might be the WAG mentality in that the wives have to be nice and never show anything less so their husbands play well. It is some BS, but I see it. I could see that too. Hey, so Steph, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Brooke, thank you for the review. I don't know if I can watch this show after this season. I understand. Listen, I get it. I totally understand. Totally get it. because it's been a lot of mean girl ganging up on a few people, and it doesn't make for good TV. It does not make for good TV. So now, and also one more thing that I meant to address. The whole talk about, well, I'm looking at hotels to stay in because I'm not going to stay here. Well, then do it then. I know for me, if I feel uncomfortable, if I'm annoyed, I'm very big on accommodations. I love a 5-star hotel. I'm not really an Airbnb girl. Give me a hotel. And there's a Four Seasons in Denver too, where they're staying. So if I were that unhappy, I would have called up American Express, went on Fine Hotels and Resorts program, and I would have booked the Four Seasons Denver immediately. I'm not going to stand around and saying the same thing, whining and wailing about it. I'm about that life. I'm not going to sit up there and just talk. If I'm upset about accommodations, I'm booking the best hotel that is in that city or in that town, period. So, and also if I'm Angel, I'm going to call your bluff. If you don't like it, get a hotel. So anyhow, we have Angel, Kiarna, and Tia in Angel's car headed back to Angel's house. So now, hold on. I think I skipped a part. Give me a minute. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Okay. No, sorry. I skipped over one part. So anyhow, Angel lets it be known that Kiarna and Tia are going to be staying at her house. So someone's asking, when did Angel and Tia get so close? So Tia says that Kiarna's been kind to her, and because her and Angel are best friends, that was an automatic connection to be cool with Angel. So now Jazzy's like, well, I see what's going on. Tia is a real estate agent, and Angel and Bobby have some millions. So of course she's being chummy with them. She's trying to get her first sale. I said, oh, the shade from Jazzy. I said, all right now, I said, oh, okay, Jazzy. So now they all say, Kiarna needs a bed right now, because the way Kiarna looked like she was about to pass out on that couch, like Miss Mama's needed to be in somebody's car, laid out, take a nap to get in the house and get in the bed somewhere. I said, baby, that altitude sickness has Kiarna down. Like, my God. So now they're in Angel's car, and it's just Angel, Kiarna, and Tia. And now we cut right back to Giselle and Wendy, everybody else in the rental house. So Giselle's like, Wendy, do you want to call the agent? And Wendy says, no, I'm not calling her. Let Angel do that. So now Monique says, yeah, I'm sorry. If that were me, I would have called that agent immediately and I would have cleared that up. So now we have Giselle saying, well, you wouldn't be so offended by the word eviction if you weren't evicted. But that's not true. Giselle, what are we saying here? Nobody wants to be accused of being evicted. Nobody wants to be lied on. That's first and foremost. And I don't like that. I don't like that ideology or that mindset of, if you get upset by a rumor about you, then that means that you're guilty. No, people are allowed to not want to be lied on. The same way that think about how mad you were when Candace read you for filth. What was that, season 4, about your new house being a $900,000 tear down? You were upset by that. The same way you were upset by people gagging you and shading you about whatever, it's just really mind-boggling that you're saying that, oh, well, she's obviously upset because it's true. It's not true. And hold on. Doesn't an eviction involve a sheriff coming to your door to throw all your stuff out? There was no sheriff out at the door. It was a short-term rental. Words mean things. She wasn't evicted. Like, I don't know what we're saying right now. And it's so foolish because we all know that Angel and Bobby have money. They have the most money on this cast, if I'm not mistaken. So again, this whole eviction story falls flat. I don't get it. It's bizarre. Everybody sounded so stupid in this scene. Like, of course, Angel would be offended. Exactly. Why should she call a realtor she didn't even use? I agree. That statement annoys me so much. I have the right to be upset when you lie on me. Exactly. Yes, wasn't Wendy mad because yes, they talked, they said that they indicated that they insinuated that Eddie was cheating and her being a loose woman. Exactly. They were out here saying that Wendy got her body done in season 6 because Eddie was allegedly cheating on her with Instagram models. And Wendy was upset about that. Wendy cursed Giselle and Robin out. Remember on that trip to Williamsburg? Wendy cursed them both out. And that's where their feud began, on that trip. But I'm just confused as to how they can say that when Wendy has been lied on, Monique has been lied on, Giselle and them lied on Monique about her sleeping with her trainer. Ashley lied on Monique about Monique being an alcoholic. Remember that? Remember that? She insinuated that that's why Monique had the miscarriage. Remember that? We forgot about that? So, and they all snapped because they were lied on. So it's okay for them to be upset when they're lied on, but Angel can't be upset when she's lied on. Like, I don't understand the logic. It doesn't make any sense. Yes, Ashley was mad when they called Michael gay. No, it's so true. It's very true. So I don't know how we can say that, you know, if you're mad about something, then that means that it's true when they've all been lied on by Giselle and they were livid as well. So just a mess. It's just another dark rumor to hurt the lives of a blessed, happily Black couple. I agree. Yes, they all have selective outrage and amnesia. I agree. So now, forgive me. Forgive me, y'all. Sorry, I keep losing my spot in my notes section. So now we're back in the car with Angel, Kiarna, and Tia. And Angel's pissed off about the whole eviction story. And so Kiarna says, first of all, that's very unprofessional for a real estate agent to be even talking about somebody's financials. So Tia says, yeah, there are some clients that I have NDAs on. You don't discuss people's finances. It's in poor taste. So now Angel says that Giselle is mad because she thought she had a gotcha moment, but really it made her look stupid. I keep my business tight. They have issues that are made up and it's based off of jealousy. She says they hate the rental house, but that house is $1.6 million that they're staying in. It reeks of, ingratitude. She goes on to say that I'm a humble lady. I'm not sure where this piss poor energy is coming from, but I am the eternal optimist. So I hope that they can all turn it around. Now, Angel, just a quick side note. I love that the house is $1.6 million, the rental house they're all staying in. But a rental house, no matter if it's $1.6 million, $10 million, $100 million, I need there to be some water, okay? Some running water, hot and cold, okay? So I can take my showers, all right? So, I love that for you, that the rental was 1.6 for them. But I'm going to need the rental, Airbnb, Verbo. I need them to have some running water. Just saying. So we get to Tia. Tia says, thank you for including me, that I can stay at your house. I appreciate that. So now so she goes on to ask if there's a bunch of animals walking around her property. And Angel says, yes, we actually have a family of bobcats on the property. We have bobcats, rattlesnakes, elks. We have mountain lions. So I said, oh, okay. Like, you really have a lot of animals running around. Now, I'd be kind of fearful of a mountain lion on the property. I would be scared. I'd be scared to death. Okay. So now we are back at the rental, and Giselle says, when we went to Nevis, y'all felt warm. Y'all felt loved. And I said, now, once again, Giselle, you finally host your first 5-star vacation, and now we can't hear the end of it. Let's not do that. You didn't make certain people feel loved on that trip. The way you shaded Stacey the entire trip, the way you left her name, you didn't monogram her name on the robe or the toiletry bag, that's not being warm and welcoming. The way you shaded Angel and brought the whole catfish thing up in the first place on that trip, that's not making somebody feel loved. So let's cut it. Let's cut the stuff. Seriously, girl, I need you to stop being delusional. I need you to stop having revisionist history about what you do to people. You did not make certain people feel loved or warm or friendly on that trip at all. So now Monique says, I thought we were staying at her house, and I need y'all to get over that. I need y'all to stop saying the same thing. I really do. You got, a lot of the people on the cast have been horrible to Angel. Why would she have people in her beautiful home? And Monique, you know this firsthand, because don't forget in season 2, when Giselle got nasty with you in your beautiful home, your beautiful brand new home that was 9 bedrooms, you escorted her right out. You kicked her right out. So you should know better than anybody that you don't play with energies in your home. So you should be more understanding of why Angel does not have everybody sleeping in her house. Because I believe that if you had hosted at, your home, I know you had them over at your lake house, but you had already made up with them. But had you still been beefing with Giselle during that lake house trip in season 5, I doubt you would have had her there. I really doubt it. So just saying. So now Wendy says, I feel like part of the trips that I've loved the most was when we all come at night and we all pig out and we all talk. What are we going to do? So Stacey says, I just hate that we're separated already. So now Wendy's asking whose idea was this? And then she goes on to ask in her confessional, if Angel was going to treat us like this, then why did she invite us on the trip? Now, Wendy, you have had your fair share of horrible trips with the ring leaders not wanting you on said trip. And because you guys are filming a show, production had you on that trip, but you dealt with other people giving you the cold shoulder. So, the dramatics of it all for me. And also, you have to understand, my opinion, you guys have all been on a really rocky start with Angel. So I don't know why there's such a surprise that you guys aren't all together in her house. Just saying. Now, could Angel have had you guys closer? Yes. She could have had you guys, 15 minutes away, 10 minutes away, an hour and a half away. That's a lot, right? I know I was defending her in the last recap, but then when you think about it, that is a lot to go back an hour and a half. Like, girl, you could have got something closer. I'm just saying. But Wendy, you haven't had a great cast trip since last season. That was like your first time having a good cast trip. The season 5, you had a good one in Portugal. Season 9, and now you're having a great time. But yeah, let's not act like season 6 through 8 you weren't fighting for your life with people not even wanting you on said trip. You said round trip in one day is crazy. An hour is crazy. Yes, it is. So now we have Monique says, we're off to a horrible start. This is not good. We're not being hosted. So now Stacey says, well, she's hosting at her house with Tia and Kiarna. So now we cut right back to Angel, Kiarna, and Tia. They arrived to Angel's house. When I tell you, when those gates opened up, gorgeous. Angel's home, that is a home, honey. That is an estate. Stunning. So mind you, it's raining. We have Bobby coming out with his coat to cover her to make sure she doesn't get wet. I said, I love that. What a gentleman. I love to see it. Love to see it. So now we see the inside of Angel's home. It is gorgeous. We see the rooms that Kiarna and Tia will be staying in. They have beautiful bedrooms. They have nice gift bags. They have their own bathrooms, everything. Yes, Angel's kitchen was elite. Yes. Yes, he's so chivalrous. I loved it. Same here. Let me tell you something. Angel's home is stunning. Stunning. Gorgeous. So now the producer's asking Tia if she's secretly happy to be in Angel's house and not the rental. And Tia gives a very snarky answer, like, I'm just happy to be here. I was told where I'm staying, and that's what it is. But we can tell that she's happy to be there and not in the rental. So now we cut right back to everybody else in the rental. And Wendy says, the magic of these girls' trips happens when we're all under one roof. I can sleep in the bed with you or whatever or whoever. It's the bathroom piece. Now, hold on, Wendy. When have you ever been able to sleep in the same bed as any one of these women? Like, seriously, you just got cool with the group last season. All right. Because remember, girl, season 6 through 8, you were fighting for your life. It was hell on earth. They didn't even want you on the trip. So let's not have revisionist history that it was always sunshine and flowers and rainbows, because, baby, you were going through hell and high water for a long time. A long time. You know, these girls' trips were anything but magical for you and Candace. Like, let's be so for real. Let's not sit up here and make up stories. So now Giselle says it's the bathroom, it's us getting ready, it's all the things. Now, a quick side note. When Giselle said that, why does Ashley join in talking about how many times she has to use the bathroom? That was so crass and so disgusting. I don't need to know about you going number 2. And I hate when they do that on SLC too. Like, leave the bathroom talk over there. No, it's not funny. It's not cute. It's not ladylike. It's like, I know, like, it's just, you'll never catch me talking about that ever. That is one, you will never catch me talking about that. And when she said that out of nowhere, I said, you need attention so bad to say that. And then Giselle says, oh yeah, I do it twice. I'm like, I don't need to know about anybody's bathroom habits, your stomach issues. That's between you and the good Lord and the toilet. I don't want to hear about that. It was just like, why did we have to bring that up? So now Stacey makes a joke saying, we have all this liquor. Who's going to drink it if you guys leave to go to a hotel? So Giselle says you. So now Wendy says, guys, this is going to be top 1 worst trip. Now, Wendy, come on. Come on over here, Wendy. Come on over here. I got some folks who want to rumble with me on Twitter. Some of the girls were upset with me on Twitter. And if you're watching, don't get silly in these comments in this live chat. I'm going to tell you this straight like that. Wendy, for you to say that this is going to be top 1 worst trip, absolutely not. Not when we have season 7, when y'all went to Miami, South Beach. You were at Peter Thomas's now defunct restaurant, and Mia threw that water in your face and it hit you upside your head with her cheap clutch. On top of that, to make matters worse, now one person consoled you. Karen was talking about you guys are both at fault. You had Giselle and Robin laughing and cackling like hyenas. Robin recorded the whole entire thing with her phone up like this. Then to top it all off, not only did you not have a friend by your side, production made you pack your things up and go to the Motel 8. 10 miles away. You couldn't even rejoin the rest of the group. They acted like you were the one at fault. They treated you like you were the villain. There is no way on God's green earth that I could ever say. Now, mind you, I'm a germaphobe. I will take 3, baby, on vacations. I'm taking 3-4 showers, okay? I need that running water. I understand that not having running water, not being an hour away is annoying. I get that. But Wendy, in your case, I feel like nothing compares to being assaulted, and then you were blamed for your own assault. And on top of that, Mia still, to this day, has never apologized to you for that. She refused to apologize to you. So I don't know how you can even fix your mouth to say that this is top 1 worst trip. It might be top 2. It might be top 3. Had you said maybe top 3 worst trips, okay, fine. But for you to say top 1, no, ma'am. And I won't let you sit up here and lie like that. I'm so sorry, Wendy. You got assaulted. Assault, I feel, trumps damn near everything. I had some girls trying to fight me on my Twitter. I said what I said. They were talking about, well, girl, you obviously like to rough it because, I need clean water. Baby, look at me. When in life have I ever had to rough it? Like, stop. Like, we're not going to sit up here and lie. I get that you're mad at my opinion, but stop. My dad was a partner at a law firm. Stop. Like, I respectfully, I never had to rough it with anything. I'm just saying, let's be so honest. She got assaulted. So that I feel trumps any, whatever bad trip, that trumps everything, in my opinion. So I was confused by Wendy saying that. I was confused by Wendy saying that. I truly was. I truly was. You know, you said Wendy saw me as mangy dusty cat and got amnesia now. Yes, I can't imagine someone assaulting me without them being in jail. Exactly. Yes. I don't know why people are acting like Angel broke the water pipes. It was an oversight that was attended to. I agree. So, yeah, no, listen, hold on. Hygiene is very important. And I would be annoyed. I would be irritated if the water was not working. I'm not denying that. But what I am saying is, I don't think that if I were in Wendy's shoes, I don't know if I'd be able to say that this was top one worst trip. The water not running is annoying as hell. The it smells. They said it smelled like sewage. That's annoying. I'd be irritated. But also for me, I'm taking me and my American Express card down to the Ritz-Carlton, down to the Four Seasons, and I'm booking my hotel stay. And I'm leaving the house. Period. Yes, hygiene is important. My physical safety is important too. I would not stay in that situation and continue to complain. Exactly. So I'm just saying, I was surprised at Wendy saying that when she has gone through hell, and I mean pure hell on this show, especially on the cast trips. You were assaulted and the whole cast blamed you for your assault. And production sent you out the house, put you in a motel for 2 nights, and didn't even chastise Mia. So I'm just saying. Let me get off of that. So anyhow, it's time for Angel's welcome mixer to start. Angel says that she's excited. She's planning a beautiful open fire dinner. She has an oxygen bar. There's a chef, a bartender, open bar. Baby, money was spent on this party. Money was spent. Did y'all see how delicious that food looked? 8 down. Angel, I'm going to go as far as to say that this has to be this is actually top 1 best spread on Potomac. Hands down. Between this, your spread at your mixer at your house in Colorado, top 1. Wendy's spread at her 40th birthday party last season, that was also that was top 2, top 3. But yeah, this was it. Baby, this was it. Yeah, no, she spent a good $28,000. That salmon looked like a dream. No, it truly did, honey. My mouth was watering, honey. I was salivating. Oh my gosh, that was best spread for Potomac ever. She did that. Yes, the chef, the bar, the violinist did that. Same here. I wanted to eat a piece of that salmon through the phone. Same here. Yes, top tier. She did that. I said she might not have had hot water or cold water for the girls, but she did have a good spread. So give her 10s for the spread, okay? Okay. So now we see the ladies are in the car on their way to Angels. They're 35 miles north. And I said, damn, that is far. So now as they're in the car, so we see it's Monique, Jazzy, and Kiarna. Wait, no. It was Monique, Jazzy, and I believe Stacy in one car. And then it's Wendy, Ashley, and Giselle in the other car. So anyhow, Monique is talking to her son. She is sending him a voice note. She says that her son has heat exhaustion. He called her up crying. So she's like, I was so confused. I was asking him, where are you? There is no communication. So it sounded like she was talking about her and Chris. So now Jazzy's asking if Monique and Chris had a bad divorce. Was it a sticky divorce? Was it like, I hate you, I hate you? And Monique says, no, it wasn't that. But I don't think that he thought that I was going to actually follow through with the divorce. He didn't want the divorce. Now we know that. If you watch Love and Marriage DC, you know that he did not want that divorce. He wanted Monique. Like, she was out, honey. She was out before she was even in that marriage, honey. She was already out, okay? But yeah, it was clear to everybody that Chris did not want her to leave him. So Monique, you were right about that. That's the one time you didn't lie, honey. You told the truth about that. That man wanted you. Y'all have me screaming in the chat. Y'all, you have me screaming, Jameer. So now, Monique says in her confessional, in recent events, Stacey's the only one I can talk about my issues when it comes to me and my ex. Maybe she can relate. And now she starts laughing. So now we cut to Ashley, Wendy, and Giselle in their car. And Giselle is in a stank mood. She's obviously pissed off about being so far away. Like, she's just irritated. So they're looking at houses as they pass by, and Ashley says, "Look at these houses. We could have been in another Airbnb that's a lot closer." So Wendy says, "Well, I'm glad that you guys did stay." So Giselle's like, "I don't want to totally poo-poo on Angel's trip, but I do feel like she has some good hosting skills within her at some point." And now Ashley says, "It better be fun." Listen, I understand that you're annoyed to be so far and for the water to be off and on. I'd be irritated too. But it also feels like between those issues in the house, you guys wanted to find fault with whatever Angel did. Like, you guys were all like, even if the rental home were perfect, I get the impression that Ashley and Giselle were determined to find an issue with whatever Angel did on this trip. Like, there's just no pleasing them. And we've seen that before when Monique was on the outs with her, when Wendy was on the outs with them. They always do that because they were trying to find fault with Monique's trip to Cannes. And Monique's trip was flawless in season 3. And they were still trying to find fault with it because that's how they are. When they don't like somebody, they always want to find fault. Whatever you do, it's not going to be right. So now, Monique said, we cut back to the car with Monique, Stacey, and Jazzy. Monique says she's about to go on Airbnb and see what's available. Stacey says, "Don't you do it." And Jazzy says, "There's an 8-bedroom. I found an 8-bedroom. And now Monique says in her confessional, "I've hosted 2 trips. And while the network does cover certain expenses, it is our job as a host to be in line with production every step of the way." And I will say, Monique, you did a great job with both of your trips when you were on the show. The Cannes trip in season 3, that was flawless. You guys stayed at one of the best hotels in Cannes. That hotel is gorgeous, by the way. I have my eye on that too. But you did a wonderful job. You had perfume. You had a perfume making activity. You did like a wine tasting. You all went shopping. You put Giselle and Robin in a penthouse suite, I believe. You really went all out. So yes, I understand that. But I guess I feel when it comes to Angel and this trip, Angel did not purposely cut the water off. I just feel like you guys are maybe being a bit too hard on her because you're acting like she did this on purpose. And maybe I'm being too easy on her, but I kind of feel like we're acting as if Angel is purposely trying to have a bad trip. Angel has a lot to prove in this group. She's tired of being ganged up on and picked on. So I really doubt that she's just trying to leave you guys out to dry, in my opinion. Now, I will say Monique is right about production covering only certain expenses for those trips. Now, hold on. Production picks and chooses who and what, like which cast, which city gets like everything paid for versus which cities they had to pay out of their own pocket. Because I know for Potomac, remember when Monique had her trip, they all had economy tickets. And then Monique and was it Charisse or Monique and Candace? They were the only ones who were able to upgrade their ticket to first class. So they paid that $3,000 change to upgrade. And the rest of them were all upset about it. For other cities like Beverly Hills, I know that they'll pay for like their first class tickets, no questions asked. I don't like how they pick and choose which city gets the first class treatment all the way for free, and then which cities have to pay out of their own pocket. Like, that's not right to me. So, yes, it's not done purposely, but it's not a good look that the property wasn't vetted. Yes, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree. They didn't tell her until they saw her, called her and tell her immediately. She said she called immediately. Yes, no, I agree with that too. I feel like, because think about it, if there's no water in the house that you've put me up in, I'm calling you immediately like that. I'm not going to wait 3 hours later until I see you. So I kind of feel like a lot of this stuff is to make things worse than what it really is, to make her look bad. Because for me personally, I would have been on that phone with Angel immediately when I saw that water was not running. Why would you wait 2 hours to tell her, or 3 hours, whenever they saw her? Just in my opinion. Potomac and SLC have the same production crew, so why Potomac stuff give broke? Ciao. Campire made a good point that a lot of those rentals may not want a whole film crew and a whole lot of people in their homes. It's very true, because production, a lot of times the production crew is so big. I'll give you guys some, I mean, it's not really like hot tea, but a friend of mine was on a reality show years back, and she was telling me that production, they had filmed in one of the other girls' houses, right? And the production team is so large that you had production people hiding out in the bathroom. So it's just like, it's just hard to find a place big enough for production and the women. So it's a lot. But I think that Campire, shout out to Campire, I think that he's right about that. Yeah, it's very true. Only a certain amount of people permitted. Very true. Giselle trying to sabotage Angel. Angel has too much going on in her life to be on the show. And there's you have 8 ladies, and then production team of 10 people plus all the cameras, the boom mics, the mic packs, the lighting, the ring lights. It's a lot. One of the NYC ladies couldn't even film in her old home. Yes, Bryn wasn't allowed to film in her old apartment. Yes, production will scuff your walls, drill holes, and leave tape everywhere. Very true. Very true. When there's a big production crew, you also have to deal with the HOA rules. Very true. Not only that, they mount stuff and often cause damages. Very true. I felt like Angel intentionally put them far away. That's why things went awry. You said I'm claustrophobic just hearing that. They were also making a big deal in order to sabotage Angel's business of luxury outdoor trips. I agree. Yo, let me read some of the super chats before I go on. I don't want to let them pile up. Hey, Ivan's Lyra, thank you for the super chat. I like Angel, but she needs to help us like her a little bit more. By the way, I'm an architect. Oh, I know, that's right. I watched her house on YouTube, and baby, the house is sickening. Yes, her home-worthy tour is stunning. That was 55 minutes long, pure just perfection. Her home is gorgeous. Angel definitely has one of the best homes out of all the housewives. That home is stunning. Hey, Himbo88, thank you for the super chat. Why didn't Bobby bring an umbrella or hold the door open for Kay and Tia? Also, these men are at their house later were weird. Yes, they were really weird. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And Bobby could have brought the umbrella out for Kiana and Tia too. He let them fend for themselves. He was like, baby, this is just for me and my wife. I said, child. Hey, Kenya. Nab, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, your lives have me rolling. Thank you. Such a joy. Thank you for brightening our day. Thank you. Of course. Thank you. Hey, BMA Worldwide. Thank you for the super chat. That moment when Wendy played in your face was the warning. Everything after a self-induced downfall. Kay called her fake from day one, and now look, sad ending, disappointing arc over her. The nerve. Ciao. Hey, LMS. Hey, LM Smarter Than Y'all. Thank you for the super chat. She's most likely speaking as far as accommodations, and she was not wrong in how they're being treated by the host. Oh, are you talking about Wendy? Respectfully, we've seen worse accommodations on these trips on Potomac. Mia's trip, when Mia hosted that horrible trip, not only did she assault Wendy, but let's not forget that people were complaining about the house as well. There was no Wi-Fi in the house or whatever have you. There was something going on in the house. They were complaining about the lack of bathrooms, so we've seen some, pretty poor accommodations on Potomac. We've seen them eating Subway sandwiches or Wawa sandwiches on a rowboat in Miami when the same trip that Mia hosted. So again, just my 2 cents. But thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your comment as well. Hey, Florida Rain, thank you for the super chat. No, Brooke, I'm not going to lie. I was scared for Angel when she held her hand up like Monique. Monique was doing way too much comparing her fraud of a marriage to Angel's. Exactly. This casting to stop playing in Angel's face. Oh, I agree. Hey, Prin by Princesa, thank you for the super chat. If production books the trip, finds the homes, do y'all think they set Angel up, or is a pick me crew lying because the chef turned on the water? I don't know. I think that the pick me crew is trying to really blow this out of proportion to make Angel look like she's a horrible host. Hey, Dark Child 99, thank you for the super chat. Beverly Hills always gets luxury. RHOP always gets the struggle. Yeah, they do. Hey, Pepper Ann, thank you for the super chat. Angel needs to toughen up. Tia said she was crying when she found out there was no water. I know sis was embarrassed, but it's not that deep. Giselle and Ashley deserve to be a stink as their attitudes. Well, listen now, you don't want anybody stinking when you're on a trip together. And personally, Giselle and Ashley, they make a nice coin on this show. If they were that distraught, they should have called up the nearest Four Seasons that's actually right there in Denver and been right there from the jump, in my opinion. Hey, Andreas DeWolf, thank you for the super chat. My parents run out their vineyard in San Diego, but they have it in contract, the no film crews, too many people in the house. Yes, it's so true. Those film crews will mess up your house, honey. They will mark up the walls. Okay, they will have your ADT will be going off because they're tapping on the windows, all that stuff. Oh, and come on, your parents owning a vineyard. Baby, when I tell you, baby, I have the wealthiest subscribers, okay? Baby, I have the wealthiest subscribers. I know that's right. I love it. I know that's right. But y'all, let's get back to the recap. Yeah, as someone who has done production, design, it's so hard to find places to film. Yeah. I'm not too sure about their coin after never seeing them spending a dime, okay? Yes, honey, come on, Vineyard, yes. We have wealth and excellence in the chat, okay? Honey, my subscribers have 28,000, all right? Let them know, Greg. So you said I would call me a helicopter to fly me off that mountain dynasty style, okay? So doesn't Jessie own a vineyard? I wonder why she didn't host a trip. Yeah, I think her family owns a vineyard. Okay. You said honk for 28,000. All right. So now we have Monique says that the energy from Angel seems kind of off. Jessie says, yeah, she seems very emotional. Monique says, you have to understand that there's other stuff going on that she's not sharing. Monique, baby, I got to come scoop you up. Monique, I have to come scoop you up. You tried it. Monique, you were out of line and out of order in this episode, girl. I gotta just whack you because, girl, you tried it. You tried it. The reason I can confidently say that is because I've been in her shoes. I see right through it. It's a lot of pressure when you're the one doing it all and you have a whole partner who may not be. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking. Monique, you don't know, Angel, the audacity for you to compare what you and your ex-husband had going on to what Bobby and Angel have going on. When I see Angel and Bobby, I see a couple who are in love with each other. I see chemistry. I see romance. I see passion. I see love, respect, kindness. I never got that with Chris and you. Okay? Monique, you are really walking down the wrong road saying this. And I don't know how you can make such an assessment when you don't know this lady. You don't know them as a couple. And I'm sorry, but I have to bring up season 5 yet again. I will never forget when your pastor came to your house, the episode after the assault happened, and that pastor sat you down and read you for filth. That is the realest anybody has ever been with you. He said, baby, when you met Chris, you were living in your pickup truck. Stop. Because somebody could say that you got with Chris for survival. I just, the audacity. You said many times that every time you went on a vacation, every time it was all about you, Chris pitched a fit. I don't see that with Bobby. I see a man who's supportive of his wife, no matter what she does. I did not see support from Chris. Chris wanted you in that house with him and those kids, not going anywhere unless it was with him. The sheer audacity of it all. The sheer audacity for you to compare what you had going on with what Angel and Bobby have going on. It's just, I will not allow you to do that. I won't. So now even Jazzy was a bit taken aback by that statement. She says, as a wag, I don't appreciate this kind of thing. I would not want a woman bringing up my ex-husband and comparing them to my husband. I was definitely in the corner like, what's going on? So even Stacey warned Monique, like, girl, be careful because Angel does not play when it comes to her man. Like, don't do it. So now Monique says, well, that's why. Hello, I've been there. She reminds me of where I was in some ways. Monique, respectfully, you're out of order. You are out of order for this. You have never, the only thing you guys have in common, football wives. But don't you dare project onto Angel and Bobby. It's not right. It's not right. And it's giving that you want a storyline and you want some drama because this ain't right. And I'm sorry, Monique, you of all people running your mouth about somebody else's marriage, you know how this group does when it comes to trying to bust up people's marriages. The way you would always pitch a fit anytime Giselle and Ashley came for your ex-husband. You were cursing Giselle out when she referred to him as big boy. So, I mean, I'm just so shocked that you of all people who knows what it's like is going to sit up here and now try to start some mess and stir up some nonsense about Angel and Bobby. It's not right. And again, how quickly we forget. Because the amnesia is really throwing me right now because I'm just in shock right now. So now we pull up to Angel. They pull up to Angel's house. And immediately the gates fling open and Ashley's like, this is cute. Giselle's like, okay. And I said, that's all you have to say? You've been bugging this woman to be in her house. And now when you see her beautiful house, all you can say is okay. I said, all right, girl. In my humble opinion, you have to know when to give credit where credit is due. Whether you like Angel, don't like Angel, somewhere in the middle, indifferent, neutral, you cannot deny that she has a beautiful house. Monique, I will say, Monique had the right energy, the right spirit. She was like, oh, this house is gorgeous. Like, it's beautiful. She says that Angel's energy feels good. And Ashley even says Angel's house is stunning. There's no lack of land here, but y'all don't have a house big enough to sleep some women. Ashley, I would not have you in my home for a visit. I would not even have you outside of the gates. Okay? You are so trifling. And the way you sit up there and lie on people, especially other people's husbands, there is no way that I would even let you spend the night with my husband there. Sorry for you to lie on him too. I don't think so. So yeah, that's what I don't care if Angel had 18 bedrooms. I wouldn't have you in the house either, period. So just be happy that you're there for the dinner and be quiet. So now we do see that Ashley is the only one who brought a hostess gift for Angel. She brought her a crystal. We know that Angel loves crystals. So Angel says, oh, Ashley, I feel bad now. You want to come stay in my bed? So they both laugh. I said, Angel, don't get carried away. She got you a nice hostess gift. Leave it at that. You don't, why are you feeling bad? I don't care if Ashley bought me 10 crystals, a bottle of Dom Perignon, and a Chanel purse coming to my house. I would not feel bad for not having her spend the night. And honestly, all the hell that she's put you through, you deserve the gift. In my opinion, I wouldn't have Ashley in the state, okay? You said, how are you complaining when your mama has you living in a tent under the highway, okay? Yes, just say things and keep it moving. Exactly. Angel's too easily impressed by their small antics. Yes, their small attempts. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Child. Girl, that crystal would have been at the edge of the woods, okay, on my property. Yeah, she probably put something on it. I wouldn't trust it in my home either, but hey, it's a thought that counts. That crystal is full of bad vibes. Exactly. I know you talk about it a lot, Brooke. My mother would go upside my head if I showed up to someone's home without a gift. Listen, honey. Listen, okay? You were raised right. You were raised right. You know, Ashley hexed those crystals, put Ashley on the moon. You said, I would think it would be the worst trip too if I can't take a shower. I may have been assaulted, but at least I take a shower. Well, yeah, she took a shower at the Motel 6 because they put her out of the house that Mia rented, and they had her in a motel. And again, I feel like, yes, it does suck that there was no water, but it wasn't Angel's fault. It's not like she planned for that to happen on purpose. And then also for me, when I'm disgusted by accommodations, I take my butt to a hotel. And, I think that I don't really know what could top being assaulted on national TV and then having the person who assaulted me not apologize and the whole group laugh in my face about my own assault. So, in my opinion, you said Mia gave her a shower, okay? So, oh my gosh. So now Angel gives them a home tour. Wendy compliments the home on how beautiful it is. Angel says that her designer is downstairs. They designed the house together. We see the violinist there. There's the full bar. There's the oxygen bar, everything. So did anybody catch that shade that Tia threw when she saw the violinist? She said, oh, Giselle, we can hire him when you get married for your wedding. And they were all like, girl, like when is that wedding happening? So now we see the full bar. The bartender, Angel says that we have a specialty mezcal drink. I know that Giselle loves a mezcal drink, so that's for you. So Giselle's like, well, okay, all right. She says that Angel has a lot of making up to do, but for right now, like the drink is fine. Again, I feel like there should have been more appreciation about the party and Angel going all out for them, in my opinion. So now Giselle says, oh no, Stacey says that Angel's showing more excitement for Giselle than her own husband. Now, Stacey, quick question. What was going through your head in this episode? Because I caught the slick shade too. And you do know that whatever you say, you trying to cozy up to Giselle and Ashley, it's not going to make them like you. Like, they still don't like you. And I don't know where you got off on saying that Angel had more excitement for Giselle than her own husband. Every time Angel's around her husband, she looks excited and giddy. All she's trying to do is just show Giselle, like, look, I want you here. I'm happy that you guys are here. I know you like spicy margaritas. You like mezcal. So I had the bartender make a specialty drink for you. That's not showing more excitement for Giselle than her own husband. Like, I don't know where you got that from, but I said, okay, like, God forbid a girl wants to be a good host to the girls, despite there not being any running water in the other home. She's trying her best here. Like, Angel can't win either way with y'all. My God. So Wait, who said a boombox? You said whatever that means. Stacey was just happy to have the heat off of her, but she wasn't making any sense. I didn't like that comment either. She was sucking up to her. They want the narrative to be so negative about Angel's whole life. Yes, I agree. Yeah, she's just trying to accommodate everybody. That was too much, Stacey from Detroit. Angel has not been nice to Stacey nor Wendy at first. Stacey's handing out lashings to everybody, though. I don't think she's trying to get in good with Giselle or Ashley. You said y'all wouldn't like me because I would be shading Angel too if I had no running water to wipe my ass. Oh my gosh. I think my thing is, it's not like she did this on purpose. And my question for them, the minute that they saw there was no running water, why didn't they call Angel up on that phone immediately? Because I would have called Angel up immediately. Like there would have been no waiting. It just feels like to me, Brooke, just my humble opinion, it feels like they are really trying to make things seem worse than they are. Because again, if I were in the Airbnb, I would have said, Angel girl, call the owners up. There's no water. What's going on, girl? You got me messed up. I need to shower. Like, what's going on? The fact that they didn't do that, it just feels like they purposely want to pick at her, in my opinion. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Angel should have checked in as the host, but I agree that they dragged it. Yes. So, yes, they are truly reaching at this point. If the wind blows right instead of left, they're going to go in at that. Exactly. You said Angel just shows that she's unorganized, least being up with no backup plan, renting them girls that house, didn't even make sure it was okay. Oh my gosh. Y'all have me screaming in this chat. Yes, they were itching for a reason to bitch and and out the trip. Yeah, no running water is a major issue, but it's not her fault. It's the owners. She tried to remedy it as fast as possible and apologize. I agree. So yeah, I would have just left. That's me. I would have just left. I would have gone to the Four Seasons right there, and I would have called it a day. So yes, you assume you're renting a nice home. You don't expect that there's no water. Yeah, the home was 1.6 million. You're not going to expect that it's going to have all these issues. So, yeah, I would have called Angel immediately. I'm not sleeping through that. Yes. So, my motto in life is I'm going home. Yes, that part. Just leave her crying out loud. They couldn't wait to complain. Exactly. So now, we have Monique saying hi to, they're all saying hi to Bobby. Monique says, hey, Bobby, I'm Monique. We used to talk on the phone. And Bobby remembers her and Chris. And we all remember that Monique told us that Chris used to be Bobby's mentor. So now they all head to the Oxygen Bar. I thought that was really cool, right? And in Colorado, you need that, especially Kiana. Kiana should have had all those. She should have had all of that in her nose, honey. She should have had all those IVs up all over her, okay? Because the way Miss Mama's was good and messed up with that altitude. So it was really cool. She had different flavors of the oxygen. She had mint oxygen. Like it just listen, you know, she paid a good coin. So now this is where it kind of got weird because Angel had some other friends over and it's all of Bobby's friends, right? They're sitting around the fire pit. So Angel's like, this is Ben Dinkins. He's ultra high net worth wealth manager. He works for like the billionaires. Like he's here. He's one of our friends. Here's Nina's husband. They were all like, who's Nina? Then we get introduced to another guy and none of them say hello. The ultra net worth wealth manager, Ben Dinkins, whatever his name was, He's smoking his cigar and he's just looking at them as he's smoking his cigar, and he just blows smoke instead of saying hi. Angel, I'm gonna need you to have friends who have better social skills, because that was unacceptable. I was floored. And for them to be on national TV, that is unacceptable. That was unacceptable. The ultra high net worth, the wealth manager, he made himself look like the biggest asshole ever. I had secondhand embarrassment. I don't know if he thought he was in Scarface, blowing that cigar and then blowing the smoke. That, I cringed. I said, these are grown men. And the grown men that I'm around, they speak, especially when they are introduced to women. I don't know about grown men not speaking in the presence of a woman. And I was taught that the man should speak first. And they all said hello, hi, how are you? And they all just sat there like this. Angel girl, I have to deduct 2 points because, girl, I know that they're your friends and all, but they knew the cameras were coming. They knew that they would be on TV, that this would be filmed. There was no excuse for that. That left a really bad taste in my mouth. Like, who are you hanging around where they don't say hello? Why? No, I'm not being funny. I'm being for real. They all just sat there like this. A man should introduce himself to you. No, for real. They should. No, I'm very traditional about that. I feel like if you're in a room with men that you don't know, the men should say hello to the women first, not the women having to say hello to the man first, in my opinion. I didn't like that. Wait, how was he smoking, Brooke? No, I'm serious. He did this. He did this. And then you saw the rings of the cigar. I said, are we in a cartoon? He's been watching too many movies. I was disgusted. Yes, we were acting in a play. No, for real. They had me disgusted. Very true. What if they did say hello, but they only show them sitting there? I felt like that's what happened. Is too odd. I don't know, though, but no, everybody in their confessionals, because Wendy said, these people are not checking for us. Stacey said, who does this? We're saying hello and they're not engaging. So Wendy and Stacey let it be known that the men did not say hi to them. Yes, them not standing up was so lowbrow. It was very lowbrow. The smoking is so funny to me. It's not, you don't do that. And you know what? And I'm telling you right now, I know I might be a little bit, you might think I'm crazy, and that's fine. I can only be myself. But like, I'm very, how do I put this? I'm very particular about how people who know me, how do I put this? I feel like your friends, your loved ones are an extension of you when it comes to new people. So if I'm having a party with all my friends and family and I invite you who doesn't know anybody, my folks are an extension of me in a way where I would be livid if my friends or family did that to somebody that I'm introducing them to. I would be appalled. I would be, and I'm so crazy that I would address it right then and there. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you don't like say hello. Like, so I was shocked that Angel did not snap at them, because I would have snapped on everybody. Like, you've got to be kidding me right now. Do not embarrass me in front of people. I would have been so embarrassed. I would have like literally let the ground swallow me up. I would have felt so embarrassed. I just would have been so pissed. I would have checked them all in that moment. Like, please do not embarrass me. Do not. I don't play with that. And and people that I know who are maybe socially awkward, I will tell them, you better get it together. Don't bring that social awkwardness over here. When you meet my new friends or whoever, you better say hello, look them in the eye, firm handshake, hug, whatever. Don't be a weirdo. Like, you got to tell folks sometimes, like, don't this up. Don't embarrass me. So yeah, but no, I would have checked them all right. Please don't make a fool out of me. Please. That's all I ask. Do not ever embarrass me like that. I would have been pissed off. And I said, I have no respect. I don't care if that man has $1 billion. I don't care if he has $100 million. That all flew out the window. He might have money, but he does not have any class, no respect for women, because you don't do that. And the way he sat there with his legs crossed, smoking that cigar like a fool, it was very embarrassing. And Angel, tell your folks to tighten up, because that was unacceptable. Yes, no couth, no respect. And even Angel felt awkward. She was like, well, time for dinner. I said, poor Angel. The house isn't working, no running water, and then these weirdos as friends looking stupid, making her and Bobby look bad. It was so ridiculous. I'm annoyed. I should have bought a cigar to really imitate that clown, the way he was smoking. Just a mess. It wasn't socially awkward. It was rude. It was very rude. You could be socially awkward but polite. Yes. It sounds like something out of a Tyler Perry production. Well, why are you laughing? No, I'm serious. No, that's how she said it, because Angel was embarrassed by them not speaking, because at one point she put her hands in her pockets and she said, okay, well, time for dinner. And she like shrugged her shoulders. She was so embarrassed by their foolery. I felt bad. I felt bad. You said not even a bus driver. But also you smoke a cigarette that way, not a cigar. Ick. Yes, you do. Yes, you don't smoke cigars like that. You don't. He was smoking like a cigarette. He was doing this. The cigar is supposed to be hanging out of your mouth. Like it's like this. You hold it like this, I feel, right? You hold it like I've smoked a few cigars before, and you smoke it like that, like cool like that. He's smoking it like this. Like it's a Virginia Slims or something. Like just oh my gosh. Oh, you said the girls treat her so bad though they didn't deserve kindness. You said, Brooke, you're so silly. The cigar imitation is taking me out. You said, thank you for this stance, Brooke. I know you take kindly to Angel. That was rude of her friends. Yes. The only thing I can think of, maybe maybe the friends heard how poorly they were treating her in the group, and maybe that's why they didn't say hello. But either way, that all goes out the window when said people are in your house, right? Because obviously it shows that they've made up. So if they were trying to hold a grudge on behalf of Angel, they still messed up, because at the end of the day, she did invite them into their house. So she's obviously moving forward. So they have to move forward too and say hello. Yeah, it doesn't justify anything. No. I'm not, no, absolutely. But I'm just saying that's the only thing I could think of as to why they did that, because it doesn't make that makes no sense whatsoever. No sense. Yes, these are men, not women. Oh no. Oh yes, I know that. You said baby's first cigar. That could have been the reason why the guys didn't speak. There's no excuse. Yes, I agree. Because at the end of the day, she's invited them into the house. So they've obviously moved past whatever their issues were. And at the end of the day, they're all guests in Bobby and Angel's home. And you don't do that to other guests in the home. You just don't do that. So, yeah. Yes, I was surprised that Bobby's staying quiet too. It made them look crazy, not the girls. I agree. I had secondhand embarrassment. Stay out of women's business and say hello. It doesn't cost you anything. I think they're just weird. They could have still been cordial regardless. I agree. You have me screaming. Ellis, you have me screaming with your comment. Disappointed that Bobby didn't check them. I've been around people who've been rude to my loved ones, and I'll be polite to their face and then talk ish when they leave. Yes, my thing is this. Because I'm a very loyal person. So if I find out that you've had beef with a loved one of mine, I'm not speaking. Okay, I'm one of those like you want me on your side, honey. Because if you have beef with somebody, I got beef with them too, right? But if it's a situation where they've resolved the beef, I got to put that behind me and say, okay, I'll talk to them now. But if they don't put the beef away, then I got beef too. But if they make up, then I'll be cordial, I'll be lovely, I'll be pleasant, of course, I'll be friendly. But yes, exactly. But yeah, me and you, we see each other because I do the same. I do the same thing. Yes. Do they behave like this in business? How are they successful? I agree. Yes. When you move, I move. Exactly. Exactly. I'll say hi, but that's it. They didn't need to have a full conversation. Just say hi. I agree. I agree. You said low tipper behavior. Oh, it does give that. It gives me, we're spending 6,000 at dinner and only gave the waiter or waitress $60. Oh my gosh. So now I doubted their job titles acting like that. Same here. Same here. Yes, when someone's invited to your house, the beef can't be too deep. No, that's very true. That's what I was saying. So obviously the beef wasn't that deep. You have to be able to move on your friend's behalf, because going to somebody's house, that's sacred. It's a spiritual thing. You don't let anybody in your house. So if somebody goes to your house, you have to let whatever happened go, because if they've gotten past it, then you have to get past it too. So yes, also they were filming. Come on, show some class. Exactly. They gave me high value men, very much red pill behavior, very much red pill behavior for sure. I agree. They looked more like, let me hold something until the 15th bus drivers, please. Oh my gosh, y'all, please. They treated the wives like groupies. Wait, hold on. You said, oh, she was trying to play matchmaker. Yes, another mutual on Twitter said that they thought that was the case too. And that's why she announced them by their job titles. But listen, I don't care what their job titles were in that instance. The minute I feel like a man is boorish, no manners, no etiquette, no couth, not a gentleman, I'm out. I can't. I'm out. So I wouldn't have cared if they said that he was a billionaire, the next Jeff Bezos. The minute you're rude, and I don't deal with rude men. I don't. No. How are you playing matchmaker with such weird energy? Nobody wanted those Three Stooges. Exactly. Those guys were rude. I love the girls paid it dust. No, it's true. Oh no. Oh, this is a good conversation. Do you think if they were white women, they would have stood up and spoke? Well, they are in Denver. So child, that's a good question. Had this been the Beverly Hills girls have come through, they might. Child, don't get us started in this live, honey. You better clock it though, Devin. You better clock it, Devin. You better clock it, Devin. Don't have me in trouble now. Don't have me in trouble. But you know what? You might be correct, honey. Okay, you said time for dinner. Child, you have me screaming. They would have stood. Blanche, you better stop. They would have stood up and bowed. Oh my gosh. Oh. Y'all, please. We are trying to have we're trying to have a simple live today, please. Y'all, please. I don't want any trouble today, y'all, please. Y'all better stop it in this house today, y'all, please. Y'all are calling for Maya. You said, where are the hats? Y'all, please stop. Oh, my Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Y'all, please stop. My God, today. Y'all, please, enough now. Enough. Y'all, control it. Let's get back to the recap. Oh, my gosh. Thank the Lord Jesus Christ that the lives are now subscribers only, because I know that there's somebody pissed off right now at this live chat. Oh my gosh. Y'all better stop it today. So anyhow, it is now time. Oh, it's now time for dinner. The violinist comes outside. Honey, say what you want about Angel and the no hot water, no cold water, no nothing. Right now, at her house, she did that. This spread, top one. Angel, you ate. Angel, you ate this up. This dinner was on point. Can we go down the menu, please? That fresh salmon. Did it look like she had lamb chops? Or that salmon looked so fresh. That mac and cheese had me salivating. I almost jumped through that TV screen and I wanted to join in and get my plate. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. That food, she did that. Stop. That mac and cheese, that cornbread, I think she had some ribs too. Stop it. The chef did his biggest one. I said, Angel, you did that. Baby, it was wood smoked. Did that. Food was 100 out of 10. And did you notice that during this scene, everybody was chomping down? I said, y'all haven't eaten so well since ever. Because at that family flop day 2 episodes ago, we had half-eaten Popeyes. Stop. Or any other time you guys are eating beans and franks out of tin pans. Or Subway sandwiches. Shout out to Subway. But y'all have never eaten this well since ever. Did that. That was farm to table. And absolutely. That was the quietest Giselle and Ashley have ever been. Because did you see them wolfing down their plate? There was a morsel left on their plate. They had seconds and thirds. They were just like, pass the cornbread, pass the mac and cheese, pass the ribs, pass the salmon. Baby, they were eating down. When have we ever seen Giselle so quiet at a dinner? I'll wait. Oh, honey, they say eat fresh. Yes, honey, Jizzy gonna eat, honey. They were sucking up that food like a Dyson. You better get out of here. Oh my gosh. Honey, they were famished, honey. They were ravenous. They wolfed that food down, honey, sucked it up. Remember on SpongeBob when Patrick was inhaling the food and he had his mouth open like a circle and the food was just coming in? Baby, they sucked that food up. They said, yes. They said, honey, we'll be mad later, but right now, let's make our plate. Yes, honey, never had it that good ever. They were eating clump style. Yes, at SpongeBob's grandma's house. Yes. Oh my gosh. Baby. Yes, honey. They were, honey, Patrick's mouth turned into a vacuum, honey. He sucked all that food up. Yes, giving us a Kirby tease from Super Mario Kart. Yes. Oh my gosh, honey. Literally had the haters sitting there eating their food. No, for real. I know Ashley needed that meal. Her last question before payday had just went to that joint birthday party. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But anyhow, that dinner looked amazing. So now, we have Monique saying that she likes this version of Angel. She likes this energy. And now Giselle says, yeah, are you talking about her energy earlier? You didn't like that because her energy earlier was whack. Your energy was not of a host. Now, Giselle, I understand that you have your grievances. I understand that you're upset about the water. I understand that you're annoyed about the house being an hour and a half away from Angel's. But when you are in somebody's house, you have to watch your mouth. That's just the law That is just the law. That's what I was taught growing up. You would have been escorted right out. You would have been back in that car, back to the rental house. For you to fix your mouth and call a woman, the woman of the house, whack, no ma'am. One thing about it, I don't play about being a good guest or being a good hostess. I was raised that if somebody invites you to their home, if you guys have beef prior, them inviting you to their home is, it's a peace offering. You don't bring up any drama in that person's home and vice versa. If you invite me to your home, I'm going to respect you, period. Whatever issues we had in the past, I would never go to your house and insult you. Now, I might insult you outside of your house, at the restaurant, at the park, wherever. But when we are on your turf, I'm nothing but respectful, and I expect the same thing if I invite you to my house and we've had issues in the past. There's just something about that. You don't disrespect somebody in their own home. You don't. I don't care what issues you've had. You just don't. And right then and there, you would have been escorted right out, Giselle. You were wrong for this. You were dead ass wrong, and you know it. You don't do that. Had you called her whack at the rental, fine. I can let you slide with that, but not in her house. And her kids are playing right there. No, ma'am. There's no respect. I couldn't imagine insulting somebody in front of their kids. And her kids are little. They're 3 or 4 and 1 or 4 and 2. You don't do that. You were out of order for that. You were out of order for that. If you want to if you're upset with me, fine. If you want to read me, shade me, whatever, you want to curse me out, fine. But you don't do it in my house where I pay the bills. You don't do that. Feel free to say whatever you want anywhere else, but just not in my home. Absolutely not. I was very nasty work. I'm glad that we are all on one page, honey. One band, one sound. So now she goes on to say that your energy is not of a host. Angel apologizes and says, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but we're here right now. We're present and we are having a good time. And girl, you calling me whack, but you're eating this $28,000 spread. You chomping down on this good salmon and this mac and cheese and these ribs and this cornbread and whatever else. Because you know she had more food than that. But you're going to sit up here and eat my food on this Hermes plate with this Hermes utensil and call me whack? I don't think so. And you're chowing down? I don't think so. And you're drinking me out of house and home? Because I know you had to be on your 3rd mezcal margarita and you want to read me? I don't think so. Stop. Listen, like you had me messed up. You had me messed up. Yes, calling somebody whack. We got a mouthful of food. Exactly. Child. Yes, I 28,000 on the spread. Okay. So now she says we're all going to have a good time. So they all clap and say yes. So now Giselle says, well, we were going to call you earlier because we felt like you couldn't have found something closer. We're an hour and a half away from where you live. So Angel says, well, it's actually high time. It's high season in Colorado. So Giselle's like, high season, low season, mid season, like, girl, whatever. Giselle, everything does not have to be a fight. You're a well-traveled woman. You know that in different cities, there are high seasons. You know that. You know that in different cities, different regions, there's a high season and a low season. For instance, the Hamptons, Martha's Vineyard, high season is in the summertime. Memorial Day to Labor Day, that's high season. What high season like the south of France is like May through August. Like there's high seasons, low seasons in, Palm Beach. Palm Beach is high season right now in the wintertime. Why are we playing this game? Like we don't understand what she's saying. I don't understand why you always have to fight everybody on everything. You said Wendy's accustomed to that drive. She lives in Pennsylvania. Stop playing. As if they all don't live hours away from each other. Wendy says closer to Pennsylvania than she does Potomac. Exactly. They don't even live in Potomac. Exactly. So now Giselle reveals that the house does not have water. The water comes out intermittently, and now they're all shocked. She says it shuts on and off. The house is whack. So they show flashbacks of earlier, and we see that they were having trouble with the faucet wasn't running, the shower's not running, there's no water, and yes, I'd be annoyed by that too. So Giselle says somebody has to go outside and flip a switch. We barely get to water ourselves before we go to Angel's house. We need amenities, we need water. So Angel is shocked to hear this. She says, I had no idea. I'll figure that out for you guys because that's not cool. I'm going to contact the homeowners immediately and get this rectified. So Angel is on it. Again, Giselle, had that been me, I would have called up Angel immediately. She would have been the first person I called to say, hey girl, there's no water. I want to take a shower before I come. Like, come on, like, fix this immediately, please. Why would you guys wait for 2.5 hours to not call her and tell her this? Like, I don't understand that. And again, and even Angel said nobody should be without water, even Giselle and Ashley. She wouldn't. And also, Angel knows that you guys are trying to find fault and pick at her and make her out to be this impoverished, cheap woman. She's not going to purposely withhold water from you guys. Like, let's just be so for real here. This is obviously an oversight. And again, I felt bad for Angel because it's like, damn, this would happen with all my ops here. Of course, they're going to try to use this against me. You know what I'm saying? So you said Jazzy told her. I'm not sure, but my accommodations were messed up where I was staying. I'd probably leave the facility. Yeah, I mean, I would too. I would leave too. But, my thing is this, though. Giselle and Ashley have plenty of time to leave and go to the hotel. Why didn't they do it? I'm not standing around bitching and complaining about my accommodations. I'm going to find the nearest 5-star hotel. That's what I'm doing. Just my opinion. So now we get to now Giselle changes the topic, and Giselle brings up Tia and Stacy, and she says, I have something to say. Tia and Stacy, I made you guys do the sack race together at the family fun day. So now Ashley wants to know if anything has improved between Stacy and Tia. And now Stacy says, I don't have an issue with you, Tia, because honestly, I don't know who you are. So now Tia says, that's so funny. And Stacy says, when I first met you, I described you as being level-headed, neutral, I want to get to know you. I introduced you to my family. That might not mean much to you, but to me, it means a lot. Then you flipped the script on me so swiftly. You jumped on the let's hate Stacy train so quick. So now she goes on to say that when it comes to Tia, if Angel's having a bad day, then she's on Angel's side. If Giselle hates her, which is every day, she supports Giselle. She says, I hope that Tia can grow a backbone. So now Tia says, here's the thing. The reason why I've stepped back from you, Stacy, is because what people are saying about you, I'm finding it to be true. She says, I know who I am. And more importantly, I don't think you know who you are. You represent something different in front of everybody. For example, when it comes to Monique, Kiana had already told us that she had gone and told your ex the conversation on Pride. Then I asked her, do you know him? And you said, I don't know that man. And I asked you, have you ever spoke to him about their marriage? Now, when they played the flashback, Tia, you did ask Stacy if she knew Chris. And Stacy did not lie. Stacy did say, I know Chris socially. Stacy has never denied that. Yes, she has been around Chris. They have hung out. So I don't know why we're saying that she's lying now. All she said was, I know him socially, but me and him have never slept together. We hung out once or twice. That was it. So Tia, you're kind of, in my opinion, you're the one who's kind of grasping at straws here because one, why are we still talking about the whole Chris and Stacy thing? If they did date, they were both divorced. They're both single people. Monique doesn't care. And third of all, Stacey has maintained that she does know Chris just socially. That's it. That's all. She never said, I didn't know him. You're adding extra sauce to the story. I don't know. I just feel like, again, Tia, why are we talking about this? So now Stacey goes on to say that, why would I say that when we've already established that I do know Chris? Why would I say that? So now she says, it makes no sense to say that I didn't know Chris when I've said that to everybody at this table. Like I just said, Stacey has said that they have known each other socially. So now Monique says, this is before you were already talking about it. And Ashley says, yeah. Now Ashley says, you're getting caught in a lie every which way about Stacey. The lies keep catching up to you, Stacey, and it's making you look worse. Ashley, with all disrespect, shut up. Just as simple as that. Shut up. You are so hell-bent on making Stacey out to be the villain. What you're saying makes no sense. We are so past this whole Chris and Stacey issue, non-issue. Why are we going around and around the mulberry bush, bringing up dead topics? It's enough already. You are determined to paint her out as a liar. Whatever she says or does, she can't win with y'all. Yes, you're right. They do want Monique to attack Stacey. That's what. They want another fight. They want season 5 2.0. That's what they want. That's exactly what they want. It's ridiculous. So now Tia says, if you're going to be a liar, at least be a good liar. Stacey says, if the things that you were so upset with me about that have you go from so prim and proper to swearing at me, if they don't matter to anybody else sitting at this table, why does it matter to you? And just like Stacey said, why do y'all care so much? Let's just say that Chris and Stacey were swinging from the rooftops, that they were dating, they were sleeping together. Why does anybody care? Monique and Stacey already sat down and talked about everything. Monique doesn't care. Monique has even been like, girl, if you did date him, go ahead. I can help. I'll set up the dates, honey. Like, I don't care. I don't want that man. I didn't know you before. You guys are both single people. It doesn't make any never mind to me because that's not my man anymore. He's a free man. And I hope you're good with children. So go at it. Have at it. Go. If you want him, have him. So again, I don't know why we're even talking about this. Monique doesn't care. So now, Tia says that Stacey agitates her spirit. And I said, Tia, this conversation is agitating my spirit because what are we talking about? What are we saying? This is a non-issue that we put to bed episodes ago. Why are we bringing this back up in Colorado? So now Tia says, Monique, you'll see it for yourself. So Monique's like, look, I asked Stacey if she was one who told the story to him and butchered it. She vehemently denied it. It was just us. So how does the conversation get transposed the way it did? So Tia says, well, yeah, she said that she didn't have his number. And now Giselle jumps in and says, yeah. And then she admitted that she does have his number. For the love of God, if y'all don't stop, I'm telling you right now, if y'all bring this Chris and Stacey topic up one more time, I am going to get on this camera and I'm going to start screaming. It's going to be 2 hours of me screaming. I'm going to be yelling. I'm going to be letting out the loudest wail you have ever heard and seen before. Shut up. Why are we even bringing this up? And it's so evident that a lot of y'all don't have storylines because, again, we are grasping at straws. It's ridiculous. So now Monique reveals that Stacey says that the heart of the matter is I didn't call him and speak ill of you. Monique says the issue is the inconsistencies of the truth. Now, Monique, the jokes write themselves because, you're inconsistent too with the truth. Miss Mamas, unfortunately, you have a hard time telling the truth too now. So I just said, girl, that's kind of funny that you're saying that because, girl, we can't get a straight answer out of you half the time either. But I digress. So now she says that she's getting letters from Chris's attorney. The attorneys are threatening her for defamation. and Chris is threatening to modify the custody agreement of their children. I said, that's a hot mess. I said, Monique, is there any way for you to modify the terms of you not getting child support? Like, can you go back to the court and say, you know what? I want child support. I want my alimony. Like, because I cannot believe that you left out that marriage with nothing but a one-time divorce payout. Just a mess. And that's nasty work of Chris to even threaten her with their custody agreement. I said, child, just raggedy. So now Stacey says, I'm sorry to hear that, but I had nothing to do with anything. I was not the only person in the room. And Monique says, well, you know what? Time will tell. Until you do something to me that has me feeling like I don't believe you, I'm going to be fair. So now they're like, okay, cool. They drop the topic. And now we see them chomping down on that food. Now, one thing about it, though, as hateful as Giselle and Ashley act, they did compliment her on that dinner, though, because they were all like, Angel, this food was good, especially that cornbread. They were all like, yeah, girl, that food was good. Like, I can't even lie. That food was good. We might not have hot or cold water, but that food was real good. So at least they gave Miss Angel her 10s about that dinner, because that dinner looked phenomenal. So now they're sitting down by Angel says, well, tomorrow I have a surprise for y'all. We're going to head down to a signature airport, hop on a private jet, and we're going to Aspen. I said, come on. Finally, some real wealth on Potomac. Thank God. Thank the Lord. So they all start cheering. We find out that they're going to Kimosabe. We know the famous hat shop, Western hat shop in Aspen. And they also have a Kimosabe in Salt Lake City too, because we saw Heather and Lisa there last season. So now Giselle and Wendy both ask, what's that? Now, I was surprised that they didn't know what Kimosabe is, because it's on the store is in Beverly Hills all the time. We know that that's Kyle's favorite store when she goes to Aspen. So I was surprised that they didn't know that. So now Tia's like, yeah, that's where you get the fancy hats from. And Angel says that Aspen is a celeb haven. So they're all excited. Monique says that sounds amazing. And now Angel says, we're going to hop back on the jet for a lovely dinner by the chef. So we're going to be back here in Denver for dinner. So they all thank Angel for the dinner. And now we see them by the fire pit. So they're all sitting by the fire pit. Kiana says, Angel, this is lovely. We should keep the party going. Tomorrow night, let's have a pajama party. So they're all like, oh, yeah, let's do that. So now Angel's like, wait, a pajama party, wait, at my house or at the rental? And so Monique's like, would you guys want to pack your stuff up and have a pajama party at the rental? We can all be together. And Angel's still kind of like, on the fence about it. Now, Tia comes back to join them. Tia was in the restroom. Tia, I don't know why you had to announce to everybody that you had a moment in the bathroom. Stacey had me screaming. She was like, I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Like, I almost vomited my food back up. I don't need to hear that. Again, why are we discussing what we do in the bathroom? I'm not around anybody. I've never in my life announced to anybody about you use the restroom and you leave the like, I don't understand why we're doing this thing. Are they nervous that somebody might try to out them that they use the restroom? Like, I'm confused as to why, as grown women in their 40s and 50s, some are damn near 60, telling the world what they did in the restroom. Why do we need to know that you were having some issue? Like, nobody was even thinking anything, Tia. There was no reason to say that. Nobody was like, oh, like, what was Tia doing in the restroom? Nobody's immature like that to even think, I don't know what this new obsession is with them talking about this on SLC and Potomac, but it's driving me crazy. It needs to stop. Okay. I was just like, what is going on? Wait, you said you thought that she was crying in the restroom? No, I don't think so, because I thought that too. But then when Stacey said I threw up in my mouth a little bit, like I vomited my food up, like I didn't need to know that. That's what let me believe that she was talking about something else. I don't know. Child, just a mess. So now, Kiana brings up the pajama party again. Angel says, let me go check with my husband because he's watching the kids all day. And I didn't plan for him to put them both to bed. So now you have Monique. I don't know who she was feeling like, but girl, you are out of order. You are in her home. You don't have anything to say about how she deals with her husband and her kids. You were out of order for that. Monique says, that's just a dad being a dad. He can handle it. Nobody said that Bobby couldn't handle it. And Bobby looks like a very hands-on father. He looks like a good father who loves his kids. That wasn't the issue. The issue was she doesn't know if she had made plans for her husband to maybe do something else. Like, that wasn't part of the plan. Why are you commenting on that? Stay out of their business, okay? Stay out of their business. Like, you were out of order for that. Like, keep your mouth shut. Yes, thank you. Bobby could have had plans. Monique, shut up. Exactly. Like, stop. Like, a mess. So now, Angel was annoyed, rightfully so. Angel's like, girl, like, you're doing too much now. Let's stop. She puts her hand up to shut Monique up, rightfully so. So again, Monique was out of order for that. So Angel says, you know what? I'll text y'all, but I am down for the plan. So now the welcome party is over. They're all leaving. Wendy's like, wow, like the party's over. There's no after party. And I said, child, you know, y'all are complaining about whatever she does. Who knew that she wanted to stay at her house so long? You know, it's like she can't win with y'all. And now, and hold on, one more thing, because I remember last season when you celebrated your 40th birthday at Lake Norman on Mia's trip. And I vividly remember after you guys came back from the restaurant or the lounge, Karen was like, damn, like there's no after party. Like, you guys, like, you know, how are you celebrating your birthday and then going to bed? Like, what kind of party celebration is this? Like, who does that? And then she compared her 40th birthday party to Wendy's and how they were up all night for her birthday. And now for Wendy's, they're going to bed. So I thought that was kind of funny because, like, you're trying to talk about, oh, you know, there's no after party. We're going home so early. But yet last season, you guys went to bed right after you came back from dinner. So it doesn't seem like you had an after party either. Oh my gosh. Whatever, child. But I feel like my point is Angel can't seem to win with anybody. So anyhow, we have Giselle whispering, y'all didn't have any of these issues in Nevis. I said, oh my gosh, Giselle hosted one 5-star vacation and we can't hear the end of it. So now we see Angel telling Bobby about the pajama party plans. Bobby says, if you want to go, I mean, you know, it's going to be some mess. Do you want to be there? Angel says no. Angel says she's still a breastfeeding mother. She wanted to enjoy the ladies in the day and then come back with her kids and her husband at night. Now, let me say this, Angel. What I said earlier, this episode still stands. I need you to say stuff with your chest. You're off to a rocky start with the women. It's okay if you don't want to have a pajama party with them. It's okay if you'd rather be with your husband and your kids, folks who love you, versus being with people who don't like you. I get that. I think that anybody would pick their husband and their kids over people who don't like them. I know I would. I wouldn't want to pick a whole bunch of people who don't care for me. Like, that. Come on, like, let's be so for real. You hemming and hawing over, well, I don't know, let me go ask Bobby. I would have said, you guys go do that. I don't want to do that. Because, you know, you guys have been finding fault. You don't like me. I don't know if we need to have a pajama party sleepover. Just keep it real. Keep it real. We all know the Nevis trip was 80% production. Oh, Jameer, thank you. Jameer, you got a troll out. I had a feeling that a troll was in here. I knew we would have a one little troll coming on in here, but like that's so embarrassing to me. The fact that you have been here for quite some time and you wait until now to troll. And like I said in the beginning of this recap, if you don't agree with me, that's fine, but watch your mouth. I'm confused. I'm confused as to why you would pick now to troll me. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, no, they were. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. I had a subscribed troll. It's crazy to me. I had a feeling though. I had a feeling. I had a feeling because the way some folks are trying me on Twitter, it gave me that they've been longtime subscribers who were ready to pound. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And I even told Jameer earlier this morning, I said, Jameer, I emailed you, Jameer, and I said, Jameer, just keep your eye out because I feel like there's going to be some troll that gets in through the cracks and tries it. I knew it. I knew it. It's very sad. It's very sad. They just can't help themselves. It's an obsession at this point. It's an obsession to watch a YouTuber that you cannot stand. You're subscribed to me because the lives are now subscribers only. So you can't comment unless you've been subscribed for a good length of time. So imagine being subscribed to me all this time to now wake up and say, this is the day I'm going to troll her. That's weird. You're a weirdo. It's crazy. Yeah, control it. Oh, Jameer said he didn't block anybody. Someone deleted their own comment. Oh, okay. 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 Oh, all right. Okay. So they corrected themselves. Okay. So no, there was no, okay. Okay. Listen, y'all, I'm just a bit cautious, honey. I'm a bit on edge because it's been some nonsense these last few months. So please forgive me. Forgive me for the rant, okay? Still got a good point, though. No. Candy's sex bots weren't this annoying. Listen, I appreciated the sex bots because it was like, oh, it was like, at least they were funny. They were fun. I mean, I would take the sex bots over this nonsense I've been getting, At least the sex bots were like, it was like, horny girls. Or they were offering services or, it was like fun, fun stuff, not nonsense. Oh my gosh. Better safe than sorry. Exactly. These trolls have given Brooke PTSD. Yes, my little Brazzers tease, okay? Oh my gosh, y'all. Yes, honey, the sex. Yes, honey. They were trying to give us a good time, okay? Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. Okay, so there were Candy said sex bots into the chat. I missed that. Oh, that was no, it wasn't. It was an inside joke because we were getting these random sex bots and we were like, Candy, is that you? But yeah, no, I'm not saying that Candy sent them, but it was just like at one point it was like maybe we had about 10 sex bots in every chat, right? And it was always like come see horny girls, or like you want to, I mean, YouTube gets weird about talking about different sex positions and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say it, but they were saying a whole bunch of stuff. So, okay. They just want to put a smile on our faces. Okay. Yes, honey. Now it's all just Wendy's people. Exactly. Oh my God. I saw a comment that had me, one of your comments has me screaming. Yes, honey, put a little love in your heart. Yes. Were they commenting multiple times or the same ones? They were commenting like the same thing. There was like it was like maybe like three different like posts, but it was like from different bots. So it would be 10 bots saying the same thing, like horny girls come watch, or um you know, they'd be promoting like penis pumps, penis implants. Then another sex bot would say, do you want a 69? Like, come here. So it was like the same stuff, but like 10 different bots. They were trying to put food on the table. Yes, it was very much that. Click the link to see some action. Very much so. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You said Brazos needs to sponsor you. If you go back to like the lives in like 2022, 2021, 2022, when I was like new, I was real fresh. Yeah, you'll see those lives had sex spots all over them. So they said we have an audience. It's our time to shine. Yes, honey, the good old days. The good old days, honey. Now we have Wendy's people infiltrating the chat, talking crazy to me. Jameer has to come and take them out. So, honey, give me the sex bots any day. Oh yes, they were very friendly. They were very friendly, honey. Oh my gosh. You guys, please. You said that one man started talking about rocks and doing some nasty things. I said, Brooke, don't read that out loud, child. Oh, that was a few months ago, right? Are you talking about that one? I remember, I think I know, I remember which one you're talking about. That when that guy came in the chat, and I think that was a sex bot, and he came in out of nowhere and started talking about what he wanted to do and what he was looking for. And I said, well, honey, we're talking about Beverly Hills or whatever right now. You can see yourself out. Nobody here has anything to give you. Oh, oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. Oh, Wendy's people and the bus drivers have put this chat through it, honey. Yes, they have. You said, well, whatever that means. Very much so. We did say that because he came in saying, like, hi, Brooke, I'm looking for this and that. Like, I think you have what I want or something. And then he said something crazy to other people, talking about he wants to do, da 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 da, and flip somebody over, bend it over, bust it wide. He was recruiting in the chat. I said, okay, honey, you had to leave here, honey. We don't have anything for you. He didn't even send a super chat. I said, you can't be broke and be talking sexual. Like, that's just not going to work here or in real life. Yes, honey. Just a mess. So, Jameer, if anybody else comes in here, talk about bend it over, bust it wide, please just take them out. Take them out. So now, how do we, you see how we just go off on tangents? Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all have me screaming so loud, and oh my gosh, y'all are so funny. I feel like the craziest stuff happens here. Like no one, none of my peers, none of this happens to them. I feel like only here, only on Brooke Ashley's channel, we have a mix of everybody, okay? Oh my gosh. But we welcome everybody. It takes all kinds. I thought this was a kids show. Yes. Headhunter is wild. They want to have a real good time. They sure do. Yes. Didn't even say hello. It was like, okay, it's like, Brooke, I want to da 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 da. Who's willing to do this with me? We're like, wait, who are you? A mess. We've had some experiences. Yeah, it takes all kinds in this world, honey. We have the nuts, the freaks, we got everybody. The nuts, the freaks, the trolls. Come on in, come one, come all. Okay. Let's get back to the let's get back to the episode before somebody starts complaining about me going off on a tangent. So anyhow, we're back in the cars going back to the rental. So we have Stacy in the car with Ashley and Giselle. And Stacy, you look so eager and so happy to be with them, even though they can't stand you. So Giselle says, I thought it was kind of weird when Angel said that she had to ask Bobby to stay with us. So Ashley says, you know, Bobby is her security blanket. So now Stacey says, so yeah, when she doesn't want to do something, she doesn't want to come to the house. Ashley says, yeah, she's hedging to see what happens tomorrow. And I think anybody with some sense would do that. I don't think that who would be eager to want to spend the night with people who don't like them. She has every right to say, hey, I'm going to see how today goes and make my decision based off of that. If I want to have the pajama party with y'all, and if it goes right, I'll stay. And if I don't, I'll be back home with my man and my kids. Okay. Yes, I didn't see the issue at all. Okay. So now we see it's 51 minutes later. They finally get back to the rental house and it is pitch black outside. So Ashley's like, it is pitch black, not a street light in sight. It is just so scary. I saw The Revenant. I don't want that to be me. I said, now, Ashley, for you to act like this is the most horrific thing is hilarious to me. Your mama had y'all in a tent under $4.95. I'm sure that was horrifying. I would have been terrified. If you made it through that, if you made it through the good old tent days, you can make it through staying in the pitch black in Colorado. Just saying. Yeah, exactly. Wasn't it dark in the tent, Ashley? Exactly. I'm just saying. You have me screaming. You said the demons are Ashley's friends. She would be fine. Okay. You said she slept with Michael Darby. That's scary enough. Exactly. Okay. So anyhow, so y'all have me screaming. So now, they made it back. There's no running water. Now, I will say, them not having running water after coming back from Angels, I'd be very upset about that because I need my shower. I need my shower before bed. I need it when I wake up in the morning. I need another afternoon shower. I need a shower. So I would be going nuts right now. So now it's the next day and we have Stacy praying to the Lord for the water to run, and the water is back on. So she's cheering, her and Jazzy are happy. And now we cut to Monique at the table eating breakfast. So Ashley's asking if Angel has texted them, and Monique says, nope, nobody's checking on us. Nobody cares about us. So Ashley says the only person with water was Stacy, and Stacy was rationing it out. Now, Ashley, you are so lucky that Stacy was not petty and let you have some water, because had that been me, girl, I would have had you over there smelling. You would have had to take a whole bath with Giselle. Because, girl, the way you treated Stacy so poorly, and yet you need her when you need some water, girl. So now Ashley says that they started YouTubing how to get the water. Then the chef came and went down and turned the water on 2 hours later. So they do have water. Again, this does suck. I'd be annoyed too. But for me, I would have already been at a hotel. I would not have waited. So that's just me, though. I'm not going to sit there and complain. I'm going to find a solution for the problem. Okay. It kind of gave me that Ashley and Giselle were waiting for production to pay for their hotel stay. And when production was like, well, girls, if you want to go to a hotel, it's going to be on you. It kind of gave me like being cheap, didn't want to come out of their pocket for the hotel stay. And that's why they kept complaining and not actually packing their bags and going elsewhere. That's what it gave me. So now y'all have me screaming. So now we have Monique's, Ashley says that it's super hot in the house. Monique says it was so hot in her room that she woke up with a swollen face. Her nose was running. The same thing happened to Giselle. So now Giselle walks in and she says that she's going to take over and find them some accommodations because this right here is some foolishness. Again, why wasn't this done already? You've been complaining and moaning about finding accommodations now for the last 18 hours. Just do it then, in my opinion. So now we have Stacy come down. She says, I'm trying to be positive, but it's been a rough morning. It's a scary movie, and we all know who goes first. It's always the pretty nice girl. So now Giselle says that when she took a shower that morning, she says that the water did not come out of the water came out of the tub water came out first, not the shower water. So she says that she had to take a bath, like a whole bath, where she's like splashing the water like that. And Giselle, I have to say, you had me screaming when you did the imitation of how you were taking a bath. That part was sending me because she was like, I was standing like this doing that. She was flapping. I said, Giselle, you had me right there. Now you had me laugh. I said, Giselle, when you're funny, you're actually funny. That was hilarious. But Giselle, no seriousness though. Last night when I saw that water wasn't coming on, I would have called up the Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton. I would have booked a hotel stay. That's just me. So now she says, no, we cut to Angel's house, and Angel says that I don't want it to become a narrative with these ladies when so much was out of my control. When I found out that the water pressure was low, I called the homeowners to check on everything. They said it was fine and that they had to restart the system. So Tia's like, we all know that it wasn't deliberate. You had no idea that this would happen. So now Kiarna says, today we're leaving all the sourpusses in the corner. We're not doing that. Now, Kiarna, I thought it was funny that you referred to all them as sourpusses because earlier in the season, you and Angel were giving sourpuss tea. So it's so funny to see how the tables turn, right? So now Tia says, I hope they don't come like that because I am concerned with Angel. They're just waiting to knock on her coffin. So now we are back at the rental house, and Giselle says that she has decided to get them the hell up out of here, going to find them something better. So Monique says, I'm not asking any questions. I'm just packing my bags. So now she tells Jazzy that they're going to leave and go to a hotel. And now Giselle says, I don't do this to my people. And I said, Giselle, not so fast, because girl, you had folks sitting outside of your home in season 6 with only one charcuterie board. You had 2 pieces of cheese, 1 Ritz cracker, and called it a day. You don't feed people at your parties. That family flop day with Robin was horrible. The family flop day with you and Wendy this season was horrible. So stop. One good trip does not a good hostess make, because several times throughout your tenure on this show, you have not fed the girls. You have given the girls crumbs. So please, you've not been the best hostess either. I'm just saying. Yes, you wouldn't let Wendy come into your home to use the restroom. She had to pee. Wendy has a 3-hour drive from where you live to where she lives. So you didn't let her use the restroom in season 6. So girl, not too much. I'm just saying, Giselle, you have a horrible track record of being a good hostess. So enough. So she says, Angel, and this Aspen trip for us for the day is great. But after that, I'm relocating us all. And I'm going to inform you very clearly that you failed miserably. I said, you just can't wait to pick at this woman because my God, today, everything is an issue. It's not like Angel purposely shut the water off. It was an honest mistake. She had no idea that they would have these kind of issues in the house. It's not her fault. My God, cut the girl some slack. Jesus. So now, Stacy's trying to wash her hands again. There's no water again. I said, oh my gosh. So now Monique's like, do you still smell that sewage smell? Because I smelled it last night. Now, if there's a sewage smell, we have a problem. Angel, again, this is not your fault, but I'm just so sorry that this had to happen on your watch because these women cannot wait to drag you up and down. Like they are chomping at the bit to let you know that you have failed despite it not being your fault. I said, oh, I felt sorry. I felt really bad for her. I really did. I really did. Yes, they were acting like Angel was out there breaking the pipes herself. Oh, exactly. I said, a mess. So now we get to, we see Angel in the car, Angel with Kiarna and Tia in the car, and she's talking about what Jazzy told her yesterday. She says, Jazzy told me what Monique's been saying about Bobby. Here's my thing. Do not shift your experiences onto me. The only similarity is Bobby played in the NFL just like Chris. That's not the time or the place to do that. You don't know me and you're crossing a boundary. And she's correct. So now we cut to Angel's confessional and she says, these women do not like people in a happy, healthy relationship. And they don't. We know, we've seen the track record. When Monique came on, we had them talking about Monique was cheating with the trainer and the baby wasn't Chris's. We saw with Wendy, Giselle and Robin and Ashley came after Wendy and Eddie in season 6 and 7 with Ashley's raggedy friend Deborah talking about he was happy Eddie and he was flirting and all this stuff. They came after Chris Bassett, Candace's husband. There is a track record that when these women come on these shows married, especially happily married, the other women want to come and bust it all up. So I said, Angel, there's a pattern here. There's a pattern. And I'm very surprised that Monique would open her mouth knowing that they were saying stuff about her marriage to Chris. And she was upset by that. So now she says, for them to imply anything else is evil. And it is evil. She says, nobody needs to have Bobby's name in their mouth except for me. I said, let them know, Greg. I know that's right. So now we're back in the other car with everybody else, and Monique is running her mouth. Monique says, last night when Angel said, I have to ask my husband if he'll watch the kids, when she put her hand up to me, that was a trigger. She put her hand up like this. So now Giselle and Wendy say, oh, I didn't know that she put her hand up. Monique says, yes, she did. I clocked that. When you experience certain things, you know what it looks like. You're close to being depleted. Monique, you need to give this a rest. Give this a rest. It is enough. I don't know what your purpose in doing this is. I don't know what your motivation is, but stop. There is nothing similar about you and Chris Samuels and Angel and Bobby. It's enough already. And I'm just so shocked that you of all people would open your mouth and do this, plant seeds of confusion when you could not stand when Giselle did that to you. You were the first one to let Giselle know that she does not have a man and she needs to shut her mouth. She doesn't know what it's like to be married and be quiet. Why are you going to do this to Angel? I don't like that, Monique. And again, how quickly we forget because there's no reason for you to even say this. Why are you doing this? And it just shows me that you are so desperate to be in good with Giselle and Ashley. It is ridiculous. So now you have, we close out the episode with Tia, Angel, and Kiarna in their car together. And Tia says, look, nobody here is Dr. Phil. From what I've seen, Angel, you have a beautiful family and a beautiful life for yourself. So now Angel says, they're trying to come for me. They're trying to come for Bobby. let me tell you something. I will crash out, and that's where the episode ends. I said, Angel, I don't blame you. I don't blame you because what they're doing is nasty. And Monique crashed out severely behind Chris when they were married because she saw what they were trying to do. They were trying to break them up. So, you know, if you crash out, I'll be on your side because what they're doing isn't right. And Monique, shame on you to come on here acting like you're so healed, and then for you to plant seeds of chaos and confusion, that's nasty work. And Monique, I was trying to give you a chance, but it's just like you come back on 5 or 6 years later with the BS. So, child, you know, I'm tired of it. This Bobby storyline will drive Angel off the show. I hope she does what's best for her. I agree. This is evil. I agree. I don't like Monique and people like her. One rule for them, one rule for everyone else. Disgusting. I agree. I don't want Monique or Ashley anymore. You said baby. They were trying to fight me again. Talk about, oh, Brooke, just give her a chance. You're just being so hard on her. Give her a chance. Give her a chance. I gave her a chance, and she's screwed up again. No healing or thriving. She wants to be the new Ashley. Claims to be healed, but still showing signs of immaturity and foolishness seasons later. Exactly. Honey, yeah, she's very self-righteous. We must remember that she's friends with Ashley, birds of a feather. I agree. I agree. Hey, Cheap 83 by 21. Thank you for the super chat. Angel thought she did her big one shading GNA, but too many are catching strays. Her name is attached to this and is not landing how she expected. I get that, but in all fairness, though, it's not like Angel sabotaged her trip on purpose. You get what I'm saying? I think it would be one thing if Angel purposely put them in piss poor accommodations. You know what I'm like? But like, she didn't do this on purpose. It just so happened that the pipes are not working, the water's not running. And it's like, damn, of all times for this to happen, you know, just in my opinion. And I hate this for her because it's like, I'm just so mad because for them to use this as ammo as her being a poor hostess. I'm just like, oh, like it's just, I'm pissed for her. I'm pissed for her. Hey, Dark Child 99, thank you for the super chat. They sure don't like Stacey. Did you see towards the end of the episode the way Giselle looked her up and down with a grimace at first, then a fake smile when she got closer approaching the breakfast table? Yes, I noticed that. She has such disdain for Stacey. Like, she loathes Stacey, and I don't understand it. But it's like she cannot be at peace with Stacey at any time. It's horrible. It's horrible. Hey, 2Ls 1056. Thank you for the super chat. Kiarna isn't a good friend to Angel. She sits quietly when GNA are whacking Angel. She chuckled at the shade too. I don't trust her. Yeah, the only time she spoke up for Angel was in the last episode. 13 weeks too late. But I think that Kiarna should be a better friend to Angel because I feel like, my God, that's your best friend of 20 years and you just allow these women to speak poorly about her? Hey, Dark Child 99. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know if that was the editing team's doing, but that was trash as grown men to do that. I agree. Even if Angel and Bobby vented to them about the girls, grown men still speak and don't get into women's wars. I agree. They listen, whatever the case was, they were rude. And old boy over there smoking that cigar like this with his sunglasses on, he looked ridiculous. I had secondhand embarrassment. Hey, Republic of Story, thank you for the super chat. I think the speech Angel gave when she introduced them suggests that they thought they were the stars. I loved how Stacey referenced Get Out. Yes, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Because she introduced them as like, oh, you know, this one is in wealth management. He works for billionaires. The other one is one of our clients. Yeah, she did introduce them like they were the stars. But despite that, though, my thing is this: whether or not she introduced the men in that way, like they were the stars of the show, they are still men. And I was taught that the men get up and speak when a woman enters into the room. Okay, so even if they thought they were the stars of the show, you have women in your presence. You get up and you speak to them, and you extend your hand out for a handshake or a hug. But that was unacceptable. It was giving the man is the prize. I thought those were standard manners when meeting people. I thought so too. Yeah, they did give that energy, very much so. Especially the one with the cigar. The way he was looking them up and down with those sunglasses on, he did this. I didn't like his demeanor at all. Yes, lack of home training, very much so. Yes, very much. Kevin Samuels. Yes, a bunch of divas. Brooke, you have me screaming again, looking foolish. He looked a fool doing that. He's sitting up there with his eyes looking at them up and his eyes closed, staring at them up and down like this. I didn't like that. So who do you think you are, sir? Okay, not my type of guys. Okay, listen, honey, no, thank you. You know, nobody silence Brooke with that one cigar. No, having a good time there. Oh my gosh, you have me screaming, honey. I'm having a good old time. I love a good impersonation, okay? Oh my gosh, y'all better stop. You said add the cigar to the Brooke lore. Okay, I'm gonna buy a cigar, okay, and I'll be doing that for the remainder of these lives. Okay. These men are raised on Shira 7. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Not you clocking Brooke's tea. Wait, what happened? Wait, what happened now? There's a troll out? There's a troll in the chat? Who? Hi, there's a troll. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Now he was giving. Oh. Oh my gosh. Wait, who is the troll? No, there's no troll in here. I don't see anybody. Child, don't come on here. Y'all, please don't work us up. Okay, don't work the chat up. No, if there really is a troll, then wait, there's another one? I don't see them. I haven't seen anything. Y'all, are you just saying this? Y'all want me to ban people for no reason? Those were the male baddies. They're trying to rattle the chat. Okay. The comment was deleted. What did it say? Was it crazy? Was it the third time? Somebody deleted a comment. False flagging. If Jameer don't see them, they don't exist. Child, I'm still get called out. Proof reading my responses. The comment was deleted. The person, I'm not sure what it said. Got everybody's hair standing on end and the claws out. We were on high alert. Yeah, I was, y'all, please, y'all. You said cigar and they're coming. Child. Could have been a typo. Not for trying to have a royal rumble in the chat. Maybe it was my comment about the small D energy. That wouldn't rattle anybody. No, it wasn't you. Y'all, please, y'all. Child. I'm sorry, not checking on guests driving in the dark in Timbuktu is not a good host behavior. Well, in all fairness, though, Angel did say that she called up the homeowners immediately after and checked on the house and the water pressure. So I think that she's just trying her best, in my opinion. It was the AI bus driver. Honey, they got folks nervous, honey. Stop making Brooke paranoid. Please, no, for real, for real. For real. I bet Ashley Darby wanted a piece of them mints. Oh my gosh. Yo, please don't sit up here and scare me. Oh, my eyelash is coming undone. Probably because I've been laughing so hard about the cigar, man. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna. Well, the live is gonna be ending soon, so I mean, I'm not gonna. Oh, you're right. I see it right here. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Okay, wait. Is it? Oh, I guess it'd be kind of tacky to like glue it now. Thank you very much. Okay. I mean, wow. Only here. Only here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, honey, even my lash got stressed. You see what happened? You guys worked my eyelash up. Now my eyelash is trying to run away because it's scared of the trolls. Lord have mercy. Tack it down, Brooke. We'll wait. Yeah, honey, it is what it is. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. You can't. Where does this happen? Where does this happen? Where does this happen? Where no, who else does it like this? I'll wait. We have a time here, okay? Stop touching it. It's getting worse. Okay, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Lashes, honey, 28,000. Yes. The trolls even had the lashes jump up, okay? Thank you very much. The chat never disappoints. Leave it alone. It's not that bad. Thank you. Rip it off at this point. No, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna be what it's gonna be for the time being, okay? So it was all that cigar smoke, bro. Honey, my cigar smoke lifted the lash up, honey. Now my lash is going to glory. My God. Oh my gosh. Listen. Lashes are giving Lisa from SLC. Y'all have me screaming. Wendy's ripping off the lash. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We have such a good time on here. Baby, my lash said, shout out to everybody. I had fun. I do need to readjust it though. But what can you do? Oh my gosh. The audacity filled lifted up them lashes. Y'all are, wait a second. You guys are so funny. Wait, what happened now? Oh God. Thank you very much. Wait, what somebody say something crazy? I wasn't gonna say anything, Brooke. Oh, it's okay. Oh my gosh. You said that was Grace lifting the lash. Oh my gosh. Not Grace, honey. Your lash said, I'm trying to hit these streets tonight. Yes, very much so. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You said Pam Oliver's working overtime. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, goodness gracious. We have a good time on here, okay? No, you're right. I'm noticing it. Still I rise. Your lash was zipping it and zooing it. Okay. Oh, yes, I know. She's like, okay, we gotta go. We have to go. You said your lash said, let's make these plates for these men. You better get out of here. Y'all are so funny. Oh my gosh. You guys are so funny. You mentioned the candy trolls and the Pam Oliver trolls. Their bots work through the screen. They sure did, honey. Oh my God. Oh no, Blanche, you better get out of here. Oh my gosh. The host was whack. Are you talking about Angel? Oh yes. Brooke, can we have a live about the latest Candy and Todd update? Christy and Desmond Scott divorce announcement and Offset Selena Powell drama. Yeah. Tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be going live. I'll be going live tomorrow in the afternoon. And we'll talk about the hot topics going on. Because I wanted to do one Sunday, but I ended up going out last night on Sunday. So that's why I didn't do a live. But yeah, we can do, like, I went out Sunday afternoon when I would have done an afternoon live. But yeah, we can do one tomorrow about all this, about all the mess, all the drama going on. And my lash will be intact. So okay. Wait, let me finish reading the super chats, y'all. Hey, oh, I'm smarter than y'all. Thank you for the super chat. Treating them like they were the prizes and the ladies were peasants. That was horrible. Yeah, I know. I was sick to my stomach watching those grown men sitting there. That one man with a cigar. They looked very foolish. Hey, Am Sob, thank you for the super chat. My people reflect me. Exactly. I don't play. I move with kindness, humility, and gratitude. And agreed, men don't roll that way. Exactly. Exactly. We see each other. We see each other. Dark Child 99, thank you for the super chat. You are not crazy, Brooke. Your values are refined and exquisite. Thank you. Old school values are lost in this day and age of TikToky men. Men today need couth back. No, they do. They do. They do. Hey, sweet honey X, thank you for the super chat. This is exactly why Bobby and Angel did not want the girls staying in their home. Exactly. For them to conjure up more stories and more lies. Hey, Steph, thank you for the super chat. Here in Seattle, trying to find accommodations during Alaskan cruise season is like the Hunger Games. Anything that is available is triple the price minimum. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Hey, lovely lady E, thank you for the super chat. Nobody's acting like it was Angel's fault, but this is her trip. Once she found out about their issues, she should have taken the initiative to find better arrangements for her guests. I agree. That's a very fair point, lovely lady. That's a very fair point. You're right. Hey, El, my belle. Thank you for the super chat. When I went to Colorado, I did not drink enough water and rest. And the next day, I had Charlie horses galore. Staying up night one got me. Wish I'd known. Yeah, Colorado is no joke. Colorado will have you laid out. Hey, Sophia Halaziz. I hope I said your name right. Let me know. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Thank you for the super chat. Monique and Wendy are being followers this season. Do you agree? Oh, I agree. I agree 1,000%. Like, we are here. We are here. Okay, we see each other. I agree with you. Hey, Carly C, 5325. Thank you for the super chat. They weren't men. They were boys who have money. Agreed. Agreed. But I mean, even boys who are raised right wouldn't do that. These were poorly trained, poor-mannered boys with money. Everyone bring your cigars tomorrow. I agree. Running water is a deal breaker. Oh, wait. I see, hold on. I see one of y'all. Yes, we're going to talk about that. We will. I watched the full clip. I was shocked. No, I was disappointed as well. I was shocked. And they have too big of a platform to say such a thing. You know, some stuff you say that in your house, you know, you know, like you're raised, there's kitchen table talk, shout out to Kempire. But, you know, yeah, I was disappointed. We'll talk. We'll talk about it all. We will talk. We will talk. We will talk. You know, everything is not to be said in public. You know, everything, whether you're a content creator, you have a 9-to-5 job, some thoughts, some stuff is just not for other people. It's for the privacy of your own home. You're talking to your mom or your dad or your siblings or whoever, but you don't bring certain, I mean, and in these perilous times, these political times, we need all of the help that we can get, and to try to, you know, discourage people from, we'll talk. So we will talk. Yes, change is needed swiftly. No, it's true. It's true. Brooke, your thoughts on that desperado who drove 8 hours to sleep outside that jail? Wait, what? Hold on. When was this on TikTok? Let me know. Let me know. Is this on TikTok? We will talk. I'll pull the video up and we'll talk about that. We'll be on live for 3 or 4 hours tomorrow because we have a lot to talk about. So, was this on TikTok? Are you kidding? Are you serious? We have to talk about it. We have to, no. I'm floored. I'm going to be coming at the seams. Oh my gosh. Oh my, it's on TikTok? Yep, it was crazy. Is it like a 2-3 part? Well, it doesn't matter. You know what? I'm gonna find it right now. I'm gonna find it and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay. You guys are asking me what time I'm gonna do the live. I'm gonna aim for like 2 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. If it's not early in the afternoon, it'll be later in the evening. It'll either be 2 or it'll be at 4:30. Okay, so just know I'll send the notifications out. But we're gonna go live tomorrow. Yes, honey, Sin. Ronnie posted about it in Campfire. Oh, they posted about the story about the desperado. Brooke's gonna be fuming with the smoke out of her ears like a cartoon. Oh my gosh, there will be signs of the end times. Oh no. No, we are living in the last days. We are in the last and evil day. Everything is turned upside down. This is craziness. Women proposing to men, women asking men out, women shooting their shots at men. We are literally in the last and evil day. It's time to get back to Christ. Respectfully. We're in the last seconds because I'll be watching the story time. And I'm going to re-reporting back on this. We have something to look forward to tomorrow. We're going live tomorrow and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay. So I love y'all. Let me fix this lash. It'll be fixed tomorrow. And I will see you all later. I hope you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this live. Okay. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you, Jameer, for everything. Thank you, y'all. I will see you all tomorrow afternoon for the next live, and we'll go from there, okay? But guys, have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you all tomorrow, Lord willing, all right? All right, guys. Bye. Thank you all for joining me. I love y'all too. I love y'all down, okay? But thanks, y'all, and I will see you all later.